Starting. Sure, everything is set on up. Twitch is coming online. Hit the YouTube thumbnail. And there we go. YouTube's up to date. I think I'm good to go. Maximize that window. If you hear me a little bit in the beginning as I set up the stream, I'm just sort of nibbling on some food. I have not yet devoured my dinner. Just some smoked sausage. Let's see now. I think I cast this one, so I'm going to skip that one for the time being. Okay, give me one moment as I figure out if I casted these replays. Sometimes I forget to delete the replays I have. Project AGI. That one I have not cast actually. So perfect. Yep, let's go and get this one loaded on up. Oh yeah, and I forgot to switch up the... There we go. Much better. Oops. And there's me hitting my plates together. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the US play with Death Machine. Spawn in the north as his teammate as the British, we have Project IGI. Spawn in their opponent as the orange Wehrmacht player, we have Fresh Tag. And as their Panzer Elite ally, we have Integral Magno, not Mango. Magno. Sometimes, once I start pronouncing a name one way, I have a hard time pronouncing it any other way. Kanagrada is keeping up the VP. No, that's not the VP. The fuel point. I look at the TAC mini-map and notice that the fuel point is blinking. And sometimes you don't really focus on the flag going on up. And we now see this flag going up as well, so it's now getting the command point. The victory point. We have this cutoff point captured up by the Wehrmacht players going towards the munitions point as well. And the Kanagrad will be behind this cutoff point now to get that fuel income.
Rifle squad reporting for duty.
We're in territory. We got a logistics company being deployed out immediately, maybe eyeing for some 221s, perhaps 4-man squads. I do like the 4-man squad upgrade in Company Heroes 2, or not actually 4-man squad, but 5-man squad like for the Brits. So it's likely that's going to be, there could be potentially an early 4-man squad upgrade, which would give him a decent amount of early firepower and health and durability in the early game. And depending on what his teammates deploying out, I see MG42. I don't see any Volksgrenadiers just yet, so it would help round out his teammates' force as well with a bit more of a durable front line. MG42 set on up, getting some good damage in. You know, here we do got the Brenker being loaded up by a Tommy, but not any additional Brens just yet.
Rifle squad on the field.
Fresh riflemen, so this US player has 2 riflemen, 2 engineers, and the G43 squad retreats back pretty early. Schimwagen deployed out now by his teammate is in the region. And in actuality, there's 2 Panzer Grenadiers. This one is back here, not doing anything just yet.
Munitions point is ours.
And now we do have the Bren carrier now advancing, roam around, trying to get some damage there on the Schimwagen. Got some tank traps being thrown out by the Pioneers. Taking time to entrench the location can be useful, though during times like this you may want to stop entrenching and start shooting, because getting these guys behind light cover will help out, especially when the Schimwagen, his own Schimwagen, is being focused down. The tank traps now receive some fire there. Now the Pioneers as well. Scope Rifle Squad does find the MG42. I believe he did use deploy marksman on the MG42. Rifleman squad starting to advance as well. Scope rifle squad is fully pinned. We do have a 221 deployed on out, as that's the Kettengrad. Pioneer squad does fall back. The Panzer Elite player, he's come and support his teammate. We do have the 221 now here. And now we do have another kill there onto the MG42. The MG42 does evacuate out of the building now.
Enemy unit down.
It does get picked off by a deployed designated marksman by the Scope Rifle Squad, so spending all of his early munitions there, ensure that MG42 is fully dead. It probably is worth it. Volksgrenadiers are making their advance. Shinvagen severely wounded. We've got the Scope Rifle Squad trying to hunt down the Shinvagen. The 221 is trying to disrupt the Scope Rifle Squads. He will save the Shinvagen. Grenadiers are making their way forward. And the arrow, it is behind the line of sight block. It does go ahead and get the Shinvagen some health. Now would be a good time to push forward. Yes, he does get enough health there just to keep it alive. And now we do have the 223 upgrade for the scout car. The 223 upgrade for the 223 or the 221. I think what do you call it at that point in time? Kettengrad captured the munitions point, but is Al's sector, so is his fuel point. The Rifleman squad is going to be overrun by all of these forces, just getting sheerly outnumbered. Notice well, I feel like my microphone's been a little bit quiet this entire for a bit of time. It does get a full wipe there on the Rifleman squad.
We're losing a fuel sector.
You have the headquarters command truck here. I think I got a way to help reduce the audio issues. I'll worry about that after this replay. 3-2 rolling around trying to get some damage there on the rifleman. And he will get some good damage there. It does go ahead and get behind the light cover of the wing.
We're losing contact with one of our
good damage there.
Guys, listen up.
Flamer engineer is repairing up the Brennan carrier for his teammate, which is a good idea. And the Rifleman squad has received quite a bit of beating by the scout car. Kettengrad does push way forward, does not knock around the Rifleman squad. Got this engineer captured at this point. Still only has the one Rifleman. We do have a 30 cal. They might be eyeing for a whole bunch of snipers at this point in time. Flamer engineer squad does fall back. Volksgrenadiers have received quite a bit of fire there. These kinds of grenadiers are quite wounded. You may be eyeing for a forward HQ here in order to get some forward healing. With 2 Brennan carriers in this region, that's a lot of firepower in this. Grenadier inside this garrison won't stay around for much too long with that much fire. Lots of fire coming out of the 222.
Composition B is in.
But we've got a lot of fire coming out of its positions. We've got 2 Wehrmacht sniper squad there. And heard something about unit loss. Nope, just the sticky bombs. So he's gone for sticky bombs. He only has 1 rifleman. You may want to get out a 2nd rifleman to get more sticky bombs thrown. Saw something being built there. Could been. Yeah, we do have the field support truck deployed on out. It does spot the landmine there. In Company Wars 2, you can sweep mines that they're still being built. Can you sweep a mine if it's being built right in front of you? Honestly, I have no idea.
Engineer unit lost.
And that's engineer went quickly down. We have some full line of tank traps here. This one's still being built. Pioneer is getting ripped apart, however. He does retreat back, but loses Pioneer, and that was not fully built. And the tank trap will get gunned down. We do have a forward HQ deployed out by the Panzer Elite player, but no healing. So he should eye getting out that sooner rather than later.
We are losing a victory
Does have the
point.
Panzer Support Command, and it's likely meant for something, and not meant for Panthers, because he needs the other company. Not Bush's company, but the Camp Rufa company? I forget what it's called. Now we do have forward healing for the Panzer Elite player, which also is very useful for the Wehrmacht player as well. First of all, say this Volksgrenadiers who's quite wounded. Vertical does get some good suppression there onto the G43 squad. Still true Bren carries doing good mounted strategy so far. And gains some great hits there onto the Bren carrier, with the Bren carrier, heavy machine gun. Does get a pair of models on the back of the Bren carrier. Intersection sports have 5 models, so it can withstand 2 volleys of snipers and not get fully wiped. But so that'd be a lot of manpower bleed. More rifleman models going down. They need to fall back to the British HQ at the current rate. The Volksgrenadiers are in pursuit, trying to overrun the riflemen. They should be able to overrun the riflemen, but they are going to capture the point there in range of the Bren carriers, and he's going to push forward the Bren carrier with 2 models there. That could be a squad wide with the snipers advance. Oh, I lost, I think I'm still streaming Twitch. It says network error in my stream preview. I'm going ahead and continue casting the replay. Yeah, I have my other computer nearby, the stream open just for testing purposes. And that one looks like it's up going, so it's a stream preview. Does lose the engineer there to a landmine, very nice. Not a massive blow, but a nice little blow. He so far wiped out a number of 2 engineers and a rifleman squad in total against the US player. Yeah, my stream's still up and going. We do have a artillery barrage right here, likely from a 25 pounder. Yes, 25 pounder. That may not be supercharged, but based on the extra range there, that could be supercharged.
Engineer ready and waiting.
Throws some rounds there under the 30 cal. There's also a US landmine there, which could snare one of these vehicles. Got light ATF track. That's why he built.
Forces are taking casualties.
Why was he building a landmine right there? That is very, very ambitious. We do have a STG squad, and 4-man squads has been researched there by the Panzer Elite player, so he should have a very good frontline to support his teammate. We know about the 2 snipers and 1 Volksgrenadier, so there is a good amount of infantry for the Axis team. The US player has lost a significant amount of force. As the point on M10, it's like he's probably going for armor doctrine at the current rate. His teammate is likely going for Royal Artillery, so I'm guessing the US player is going to go for armor. That is a Wehrmacht landmine. But there's nothing really to finish it off. Light TF track can get shots off onto it, but it's unlikely it won't get any kills, or won't be able to kill it off. You have a captain inside this trench, very nice. And now 25 pounder eyeing for a barrage onto this garrison. The garrison's 1 shot away from death. Does not appear to be anything inside of it. Panzer Grenadiers receive a good hit there as well. More rounds raining on in, and does take out the garrison now. MG34, not MG34, 30 cal does be forced back. No Treehouse Center. All it is, units has not been live long enough for it to warrant a Treehouse Center, which is sort of sad.
Operations.
So we do have armor here. I do believe some command points has been consumed by the Brit. It's highly likely that he's gone for Royal Artillery. So I'm just gonna make that as an assumption at this point in time. So we'll switch over to the Panzer Elite player, who has unknown doctrine. I think he's selected something. I have a feeling it's gonna be Scorched Earth. That's pretty standard. And for the Wehrmacht player, I don't think it's doctrine selected for him. Pack 38 gains some great shots there. Rolls a miss there, but the G43s and SCG should finish off that Bren carrier. Does pronounce Bren carrier. Panzerfaust does connect with the Bren carrier there. Should be able to finish it off. The sniper does get revealed there and does go out of control there. Sniper still revealed, does do a full retreat and does lose that sniper. Got the sniper all the way back here. And the Pack 40 does get cleaned on up.
What do you want?
Bren squad does fall back in time. Losing a sniper is a big deal, but taking out both Bren carriers will net more value gain But honestly, at this point in time, losing the sniper is probably a bit more important. The sniper has a higher payout. And the Brennan carriers, of course, have diminishing returns. The two M10s making their advance. I can't remember if he had field craft or field repair or allied war machine. I think it was field repair. There is a landmine here deployed out by the Wehrmacht player, which does get fine, immobilizing the M10, but damages the light half-track, receiving some fire there from these forces, get immobilized crit there onto this other M10 as well, but we've got field repair being activated, immobilizes once again, gets repaired again, but receives lots of friendly fire there. It does take it out there, largely due to the fact that his teammate kept on barraging there. Though, to be fair, 2 additional rounds is sort of hard to realize that you're hitting your teammates' M10s who ran into a landmine. And that's like everything that gets in everybody's playbook to be careful for. 30 cal pushing his way forward. And if you give me one moment, I'm going to go ahead and fix... No, I'm going to wait till this game to be over to fix the stream. Couple rearmor hits there onto the M10. You got a sled trench freshly deployed out there. No additional AT gunshots. The captain is in this sector. Not exactly sure where though. Oh, literally in that trench that he just built. And that will keep that trench alive. The sniper can clean it up. I think he just took out a US sniper there. Not sure what that was. That may have not been a US sniper. Could have been a medic. Yeah, that was a US sniper. Now look at the models side by side here and there. So that's a good pick there by the Wehrmacht sniper. Warframe upgrade being deployed on out by the half-track. He does go ahead and fall back with that sniper. As Grenadiers do drop a model there, but the rifleman getting knocked around by that Pantrek. And that looks like a bit more rounds than just one. That is a creep barrage. That is Royal Artillery, I believe. Yeah, definitely Royal Artillery. Repair bunker now being hit as the 30 cal and the Volksgrenadiers are engaging out at close range, but the US sniper will make it go in favor towards the US player. Repair bunker does receive a bit of fire there, does mainly stay alive as the 52 does get an accuracy upgrade there. .30 cal squad will not be able to capture that point. The 30 cal squad is prone to being fully wiped, does get fully wiped there. 2 M10s charging forward, will find the Warframe. It hasn't got a single kill yet. Not sure about how it has fired a barrage. And we've got a nice shot there by the Pack 38. Multiple Pack 38 shots now coming on in. Field repair has been activated. Since he's splitting his fire, the field repair is very effective. Does lose the half-track. Can be recovered by teammates per Contigo, but it's unlikely that's going to happen anytime soon. Panzer coming in to support, may find a shot there. Oh, the field repair knocking around. We do have now a fresh setup there by this 223. To throw around there into 223. This M10 will likely go down to the Pack 38 here as more rounds bring on the repair bunker. An AT gun shot does finish off that M10. The other one has been cleaned on up as well, so he has lost both the M10s. Does use a suppressive fire ability there with the SCG squad in the region from the tank by the heavy assault grenadiers. He should be able to clean that up, no problem. No, he will manage to escape on out, especially thanks to that captain. Of course, you have the 17 round set up, and I may have had it selected while switching, so now there's a permanent reticle. And now let's get another creepy barrage. Repair bunker does go down as S22 starts making advance and does take out that engineer squad quite quickly. So the trench is still there. Bofors cannon being deployed now, which should be very useful. Upgrade supply yard. Was asking his teammate to upgrade the supply yard. Yep, he's asking his teammate to upgrade the supply yard.
We now have rocket artillery. Armored transport here.
Orpherman upgrade upgraded. Oh, what shot was that?
Can survive anything. Let's go.
That is the last known location of the PaK-38 that was firing, so that is perhaps not a map hack. It can be, it seems suspicious, but we do know that the PaK-38 was set up there, and it looks like he's using... Is that the captain bug, however? This may in fact be the captain bug, because also pioneers are sprinting without the use... Yep. That is the abuse ability. Captain is run abuse. Does get some hits there, taking out the Warfman upgrade immediately. Takes out the PaK-38 with the artillery barrage. And now we do have the Panzer Elite Panthers deployed out on the field. We do have the Blitzkrieg Doctrines being selected, and no Doctrine selected here. We do know, of course, about the armor. We do know, of course, about the artillery. We don't know what Doctrine's been selected for the Panzer Elite player. This dude now charge on forward. Looks like the Panzer Grenadiers have seen quite a bit of fire there. It does find the Bofors, receiving a consistent amount of fire there, and it will go down thanks to the Bofors. And tends to roll a miss there.
Panzer. Roadblocks are now at our
Stu just finds a miss there on the 30 cal. We do have triple capture in favor of the Allies.
Council of the Grenadiers. Your capturing speed has increased.
Try to capture that point, but does get interrupted there by the M10. There's, of course, these tank traps here to prevent any sort of assault. At this point in time, it may be necessary to go for Scorched Earth. Got a lot of entrenchments here, and that would be great for the Hummel to target.
We are at 300
And
points.
Scorching points at this point in time, they're fighting against a triple capture, so they may need to stall out the game a little bit longer. Now that creepy barrage not raining on in. We've got another barrage as well. That's just a random scatter. The creeping barrage has ended. Telling his teammate to upgrade supply yard for XP and more manpower. Seeing how many replays that this player has actually uploaded, I'm pretty sure knows what the supply yard does. But he doesn't want to take time to invest into it because he wants to deploy out more armored assets because he's one for armor. He wants to get a whole lot of M10s. Does take out the Pioneer there with the 2 snipers.
Grenadiers ready. Send your mission orders.
Patrick squad and G43 squad and STG squad got a big mix of everything. Stormtroopers camouflaging forward with 2 Panzerschrecks. He's eyeing for a kill on some of these support weapons, I'm assuming. Maybe on the truck itself. Artillery barrage. G43 squad gets annihilated. Bofors is a bit on the low ground, which causes the rounds to actually hit the ground a bit more often than he would like.
We are losing ammunition depot.
Panzer Grenadiers who receive some cannon fire. There's 2 17 power under emplacements. And now we've got a huge wave of M10s. That is a US landmine there. He does spot all these M10s. The Panthers need to rotate around and to avoid that. Plus these Panthers may have been in range of the 17 pounder. Trying to recapture that point
The enemy
now.
is seizing our territory.
And it's captured the munitions point. Snipers moving forward. And of course the Panthers are spotted. Does receive a 17 pounder shot there. As Stu Wolf ran a shot there. Rolls a pretty big miss. He needs to hit those forces. Does get a minor hit there as his Panther receiving quite a bit of fire. Gets a good. Panther's almost down. Does roll a miss there with that 1 Piet. And the 17 pounder can keep the 25 pounder does throw pose a threat to that Panther as such with that main gun destroyed. Getting lucky with the not death crit.
100 points.
He does manage to keep that Panther alive for the time being. Got a fourth M10 now deployed on the field. He's going for a mass wave of M10s. Probably for a large knockout punch. And try to go for a sledge trench there, and it was unsuccessful. Stu does receive some fire there. Rolls and miss there onto the intersection. Panzer Grenadiers Stormtroopers do get themselves spotted. Those are through 2 rounds onto that M10 there. And the Shu does go down there to the 17-pounder.
Ready for mission orders!
Cromwell, unusual item to see at this point in time. Not half bad. You know, because he has a lot of 6-pounders, he can go for something go 80 infantry, hit the infantry, of course, hit the infantry.
Capture complete! Still under fire!
I'm so surprised we don't see mass staghounds. We've seen the captain bug, but no mass staghounds for more abuse. Rifleman no capture at this point. It's just a standard strategic point. Won't cut off any resources. Snipers pushing their way forward. We got looks like another creeping barrage now raining on in. Panther is still severely wounded. Not sure where the creeping barrage actually is going. It looks like it's heading up this way. Does take out the Panther there.
Hummel, self-propelled artillery piece.
And now here comes Hummel. Actually, looks like creeping barrage is going up this direction here. Panzer Grenadiers got fully wiped there. Panther received massive amounts of fire from the creeping barrage. Maybe around there from the 70-pounder as well. 25-pounder regular barrage is raining on in this region. The Panzer League player doesn't have a whole lot of forces left. He needs, well, a bit of everything. And here comes the Piets sprinting on forward with the lieutenant and nearby. Panther is buttoned, so it's likely not going will go down. Airstrikes do come on in by the Stormtroopers, but snipers on the region as well. The global repair is being activated there by the US players, so looks like the Allies may win this game. Both Panthers are down. Hummel's deployed now, so can't get any more Panthers. And the Panzer League player has backed out of the game. Not really exciting replay, honestly. And that's the end of the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on next replay. And while this is all loading, I need to fix a couple things, such as my microphone volume compared to the game volume, as well as not task manager. There's the volume mixer sound, volume mixer. There we go. That should help out a little bit. And it's going to go on to next replay. I don't know why this one seems familiar. Yep, I believe I've done that one. That one's from November. I may have some of these older replays I may need to go through, but let's go and get this one casted. Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another Company Heroes 1 replay. So on the bottom right side, or bottom left side as the US player, we have Death Machine. On our bottom right side as the British player, we have Game 10180662. On the opposition as the Panzer League player, Schimwagen, we have Smash TD. Spawning as the other Panzer League player, who is gotten Gettengrads. No bug, just skill. Scope rifle is pushing the way forward, eyeing for this point here. As Grenadiers course deployed and out, no extra Kettengrads or Schimwagens. Triple engineer opener going for support weapons center, so it's like going for a 30 cal into say snipers. Fuel point will be captured on up. Missions point. This fuel point will be captured by the Kaliningrad as the Panzer Grenadiers capture the cutoff point now, so you will get the fuel income before anything gets wasted.
We have weapon support on site. Munitions point is ours.
Let's do a bit of tag off there to get the Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward now. Scope rifles already pushed on forward. Got a common position there for the HQ command truck. And the engineers are trying to capture the central fuel point. 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, 1 armored G43 should be able to easily force back these engineers. Does use deploy designated marksman there onto this Panzer Grenadier. This has already dropped the model. Schimwagen captured the VP. And 30 cal has been deployed on out for the US player. So far, 130 cal, no additional items. Another 30 cal on the build queue. Now Schimwagen's now receiving a bit of fire. Does need to fall back to get reinforcements there from his truck. Now we've got multiple Panzer Grenadiers here. He may need to fall back to the far side just to buy him some time. He needs his teammate to come to support. He has this intersection here. Retreating back up here would make it a little bit quicker. Lieutenant in this region wouldn't be half bad either. Engineers making their advance, so is the 30 cal. But 30 cals are a little bit slow, so he will have trouble being supported by his teammate. Does fire a volley of 30 cal there, suppressing down that Panzer Grenadier, but this other one's still running about, and he should be able to force back this engineer no problem. We got both these Panzer Grenadiers inside this garrison. There is 5 windows on the side, and there's 5 models. That's actually a good position inside the garrison. We got a casualty clearing station here, a very early casualty clearing station. Medic already charging on out. We won't be grabbing a casualty. He's eyeing for gets out some more infantry sections as soon as possible. Doesn't have enough munitions for healing just yet. The Schimwagen and the Panzer Grenadiers start making their way forward. 30 cal set up in a good position there. It does suppress the 3-man squad. The 2-man squad is quite wounded as well. We've got these Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. Maybe I'll get some good damage there behind, sitting up behind this heavy cover. 30 cal's trying to protect the flank. There's some exposed units there, so suppression could be good. And we've got a US sniper now deployed out in the field as well. And that is a tank trap being deployed out, not landmine.
We have territory.
And Yellow will manage to back away from the 30 cal. Sending him 30 cal over his teammates' area wouldn't be half bad. Not only keep the command point secure, it will also prevent his HQ from being overran. And he just completed a 30 cal. He may have already lost the 30 cal. We got the infantry half track trying to run down the sniper. Does briefly reveal it for a moment. Reveals it once again. Is receiving quite a bit of automatic weapon fire. Down half health as 30 cal is sending on up, trying to deal with this infantry half track. Maybe going to be using some armor piercing rounds. Engineer's falling back. He does not get a squad right there. And a lot of damage coming out of that infantry half track. Does get any damage into there. We'll have to rotate the gun, but maybe I'll skip on out there. It's getting really, really close. The sniper could pitch in a shot there to help finish it off, but 30 cal does actually finish it off. Ooh, the sniper gets gunned down by the half track while it goes out of control. You gotta be careful. Out of control still means very deadly sometimes. Oh, and I just realized something. My volume mixer is covering up the chat. Let's get that quickly minimized. Oh, and I hit the exit button. I'm an idiot. I was trying to hit the maximize button. I hit the what's it called? The exit button instead. I am such an idiot. Today's not a good day. I had a little sleep. One of those days where it just feels like everything goes wrong that could go wrong.
Sega.
Go ahead and just get that going. Multiplayer. Game history. And load game. Okay, let's go into fast forward to the point right here where the
Engineers reporting point capture.
sniper gets gunned down by the out of control half track.
Point is ours. 30 counts. Point here. Ours.
Yep, they've got this point here.
Engineers got
Munitions point is ours.
Got these guys pushing way forward as well.
Enemy fire!
We gain some good damage there onto those forces. There's a sniper, there's the infantry half track, trying to go back to normal pace. Of course, apparently there's actually all 4 Pathfinders in this region. The engineers, of course, did not get wiped out. 30 cal throwing some rounds right there. And does go ahead and get the kill. Does get the kill right there. And here's the instant replay. Or not so instant replay. Grenadiers, of course,
You're
do
losing a munitions
fall back in
sector.
time. Do have the lieutenant and scope rifles. Oh no, he does not get the retreat back in time. That's a big loss for both sides, losing a sniper and losing the Panzer Grenadier like that. One man Panzer Grenadier right here as well. Oof, Brown's taking quite a bit of a beating.
Now we get those wounded fixed up.
Engineers all good.
Scope rifles. Got some bullets there on the Schimwagen as these Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. He's definitely blobbing with the Panzer Grenadiers. Thought I heard something got canceled there. That may have been a MG emplacement he tried to build there, but canceled. 30 cal has up in this garrison, which is a good defensive point for the HQ. Infantry track makes its way forward, but there's a lot of rifles here with the lieutenant nearby. That's going to be a lot of damage on the half track as well. Damage engine does fall back to the lieutenant there now. It does lose a half track. It does get one of the Molotov drops immediately. There's a scope rifle squad on the retreat path, so if he's able to get the deployed designated marksman, maybe get another wipe there. And he does not get the squad wipe there. Schimwagen does try to capture the fuel point there, but does get spotted immediately as we got a double layer of tank traps right there. Schimwagen and Panzer Grenadiers blob pushing the way forward.
We're losing a munitions sector.
3 engineers, 2 MG 30 cals, the M1917s. And the infantry half track is trying to throw some rounds into this intersection now. Starts making way forward, throwing some more rounds into that intersection. Does take out the scope rifle squad entirely. A lot of Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward, a lot of damage on these engineers. Another US sniper.
Infantry squad lost.
Ooh! Was that a booby trap? That is definitely a incendiary mortar? The 30 cal does go down. Looks like the garrison was fully destroyed by a detonation of a incendiary mortar, but that incendiary mortar is way too large. But scorched earth booby trap buildings don't. There was definitely a US MG inside there, so I guess these incendiary mortar managed to finish off that garrison. Mortar raining on top of this garrison gets a great hit right there. US player to play on some landmines, very nice. And the Schimwagen is falling on back. Does receive a bit of fire there. US sniper receiving a bit of fire there. He's on the ground, is running away, but he's still forward retreat there. He loses get a squad wipe with that landmine, very nice. Kenigrad pushes his way forward, trying to spot for the 2-2, trying to run down that sniper. The snipers, however, really running away. 30 cal maybe setting him up, trying to get perhaps some armor-piercing rounds loaded. Sniper needs to camouflage and avoid the 2-2, but now he needs to make sure just sort of ring around the rosy around the barracks. 30 cal set up on an angle, And the emplacements getting a bit more damage than the gun itself. On our side, we got the Bunkerwagen trying to steal this income right there.
Losing a point out there.
As we do have the
My yard is up.
infantry half track here loaded up with one Panzer Grenadier model. And that's that one wounded one who's could be killed off.
Hostiles in the compound.
So it's actually a bit higher health than the last wounded model we saw next to a half track.
Begin armored operations.
Armor operations now available, so the US player has gone for armor. Let's switch over to the Brit, who has selected the doctrine just yet. Who has selected a doctrine, but what doctrine? I'm not sure. Likely Royal Artillery. It could be Royal Engineers, because it has another... Oh, here comes a Goliath. That's what the Funkwagen's doing. Not to steal the resources, but to get out the Goliath, which is going to... get a great hit right there. There are medics, or at least a medic still alive, but no casualties remain. They all got Gib. Speaking about Gib, there goes that intersection. G43 Panzer Grenadiers pushes the way forward. The Brit is lacking forces. Times he wishes he has commandos. He does drop a casualty or model there, but does not get a casualty. He's trying to perhaps lose a model to get out infantry section to push forward. He's in a good position there, so he'll be instantly able to pick up casualty, throw into the casualty clearing station. If he actually drops a casualty, which he's not. Incendiary Mortar does rain on in. Does have the healing ability to turn on. One of the medics do go down there. He's a Panzer Grenadier casualties, not sapper casualties. And the Panzer Grenadier has picked up a Bren gun. This medic is still alive as well, which is good. But the casualty clearing station itself is almost gone down. We do have the field support truck deployed on the field, so is the Stuart advancing. Casualty clearing station does go down. Doesn't get his free intersection there. Dude does go down, destroyed engine crit from the light ATF track. Does get fully mobilized, trying to counterattack the light ATF track since it does pose a threat. The M10 could push him forward. The crit shot is on cooldown. And throw some good rounds there onto the half track, so is it. Light ATF track does go down. Sappers, of course, can repair up the Stuart, which he's moving over there now. And the Panzer Grenadier squad will fall back in time. Over here, we've got the 223 increasing the fuel income of the territory as the Kaliningrad trying to capture points. Sapper severely wounded, but doesn't drop any models. Doesn't have a casualty clearing station. He needs to rebuild that casualty clearing station as soon as possible. No fresh intersections. Got a second Stuart out in the field. Stuarts we see on the field. This could be actually Royal Engineers. Since Royal Engineers do have, of course, increased munitions income if fully gets that line upgraded. I know there's a Doctrine A selected, I just don't know what Doctrine selected. HVAC track has been loading up. He's trying to go for the mortar half track, getting some good hits there. Mortar half track relying on barrage there, trying to hit that light AT or that Stuart. One more shot on the light half track, or the mortar half track, and it will be taken out. And it goes down. Hetzer has it blown up by this Panzer Elite player. He make it. Oh, he does throw a shot there in the infantry half track. Sapper needs reinforcements and healing. Stuart getting burned up by the mortar half track, but mortar does go down or wears off. The Stuart does get nice rear armor shots onto this. We do have a Panzer truck loaded up on the infantry half track as well. Stuart is alive, mainly destroyed. Base as good as dead. Lines up a shot. It does get a kill there. Damage to the crit there. Light half track is severely wounded. There's two squads loaded from the back of it. Stewart charging on 4. That was a great splash damage shot. They exit on the wrong side of the vehicle and receive a hit directly from the Stewart. M10 and Stewart making that advance. Looks like the British is going for mass Stewarts. M10 could get some good hits in. Yeah, it does get a good hit there as well. There's 2 M10s deployed on the field. It does get a nice another hit there. US player has come from armor, so it makes sense why we see a whole bunch of M10s. And there goes Hetzer.
Just lost a tank.
Ready to roll. 7, over.
We do have the 223 capturing this fuel point and then trying to try to re-secure it. We do have this MG team, USMG team inside the garrison as well.
Norman ready here.
And the Funkwagen is still camouflaged in the corner. We have a casualty clearing station being deployed and out. Definitely needs some healing. It does get into fresh infrastructure as well, being upgraded to Bren gun now. 223 now receiving quite a bit of fire.
I like it.
Medic's not going around, and
German target has been knocked out.
so we'll not be able to get an instant intersection. Funkwagen is almost down. It does go down there. We do have the Panthers pushing the way forward. The yellow Wehrmacht or Panzer player does have gotten his Panthers. We do see more Hetzers being poured out by Brown. Just gonna get some good hits there as well. Stewart does find a Keller mine there, deployed out by Brown, and there goes that Stewart. He is hitting, gets good hits there onto the Hetzer. Stewart here is quite wounded, however. Rolls a bouncer on the front of armor. Pierre fires, gets a hit there, rolls a bounce there. Patrick's raining on in, trying to go for the officer, the commander now. Captain and lieutenant is in this region. PS squad does roll some misses there. Does drop a casualty there as the medic will be charging. No, it's out of range for the medic. Sapper will go and rotate around. The lieutenant is in range of the intersection, so is able to buff him up. Does drop a model there, but of course it does get give. Now we've got the armor command truck being deployed on out by the Brit. US players pushing forward with a pair of snipers. That is a Teller mine. I can't remember. That's not a landmine. The Funkwagen, no, the munitions have to lay down regular landmines, but that Teller mine could be quite deadly to vehicles, but not to infantry, unless it randomly explodes. Hits have been deployed out. We've got the 30 count outside the garrison as the engineers receive some fire from the Panthers.
Victory countdown start.
And the Panthers does roll a hit there, wiping out that engineer. We've got the 3 M10s here. One of them is a little bit wounded. Sniper still pushing very far forward.
Ready for combat.
The US player is asking for his teammate to advance, as the headquarters command truck is being repaired on up. Still do not have the extra intersection here, but G43 squads to make their advances. We'll likely see a fresh intersection relatively soon. That the Panthers push the way forward. An observation post, I believe, went down there. Still no extra model there for the casualty clearance station. Casualty clearance station receiving some fire there from the Panther Shrek. And it's going to go ahead and start repairing up the casualty clearance station there
NCO is
now.
reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Not sure actually what got taken out. Maybe it was a retreating squad. I see a downed model there. And the U.S. sniper does get spotted by the 223, immediately getting ripped apart. And the Panther does roll a direct hit there, wiping up. So both snipers are down. Five M10s has been deployed on out. 2 more 30 cals making their way for the front line. Just mortar half-track and Hetzer. Finds the teller mine there. Needs field repair. Does you have allied war machine actually? And with this other one likely going down, it's best let that go down and reform up for the next assault. So basically, he spent the teller mine's war for munitions. So force is going to spend what, 2 munitions for allied war machine?
Standing by! Ready for action!
Bren Gunner starts to see some mortar hits there. Yellow has fell back with the squad. Scout car captured the field point once again. And now the 30 cal is under siege. On the right side, we've got the Panther Grenadiers pushing their way forward. 2 Panzerstreks, 1 G43. We do have a stag hound.
Receiving, go ahead.
And it's going for the Firefly. Of course, we need to get the stag hound out before getting out the Firefly. So we got some light vehicles here. I still don't know what doctrine the Brit has gone for. I do believe it's Royal Engineers, but that's gut instinct at this point in time. A lot of hits there. Great cancer round across the Panzer Grenadiers. These light vehicles are receiving quite a bit of fire there. PS trying to charge their way forward. And now here comes the M10s with a nice rear armor flank on the Panthers. Field repairs have been activated, trying to keep these guys topped off of health. This Panther will go down. Main gun destroyed, rear armor hits there. The other one's severely wounded. You can charge it forward. There's no G40 Panzerstreks on those squads. Stewart even getting the mix, as well as a stag count. And those stuff is wounded. M10's not 4-on-4. Panzerstrek does get some hits there. Maybe it's going to get the idea for the M10s to fall back now, but they're going in deep. They're going for a massive crush on these G43 squads. Does want the Funkwagen, which can easily be picked off, but here could potentially be a massive crush as he just drives on by. No massive crush. There's a massive crush. Getting a full squad wipe there. Over here, we do have the Panzerstreks and Brengars backed away. He does have the 4-man squad. Brown does. Trying to get inside the garrison. He does have Panzerstreks inside the garrison. Trying to whittle away his opponent. Volkswagen could be a good distraction. And gets a great crush there. Volkswagen will go down. Just bring up his mortar half-track and AT Hetzer. Volkswagen does go down. His M10s will need to fall back relatively shortly. Another Panzerstrek shot there. Gets some good attrition damage there. 2 of the M10s are veteran C2, so good amount of veteran C there as well. Panzerstreks line up and fire. That was the same squad that is, of course, the Tank Hunter player. Tank Hunters can get the extra Panzerstrek. I still don't know what doctrine's gone for. And this one has gone for Luftwaffe Ground Forces. Luftwaffe Ground Forces, Tank Hunter versus Armored and an unknown Brit doctrine. We do have 7 M10s deployed out in the field. That is a good number of M10s, an M70.
Right. The victory point is under my control.
Incendiary Mortar does get a good hit there, and that knockaround will get him some extra incendiary damage.
Here, ready!
2 Sapper squads still here. He has gotten his free intersection, which has been upgraded with rifle grenades. And now we do have
Troops
a
ready?
25-pounder being pulled out. If we see the wood planks, we definitely know he has selected
Supply
road
lines are being
engineers.
threatened. COs have what they need to call in artillery.
Nope, it is Royal Artillery, so I was completely wrong. Panther soon right on the M10s. We got all the M10s now advancing, getting some good hits all across the line. And PS going to be firing some rounds of turn, so it's the rifle grenades. M10's charging forward. There could be some good crushes there. Burgundy has been found by his opponent at the wrong time. Trying to recover those, what's called, Panther carcasses. And the Burgundiga does go out. He will need to pull out Burgundiga to recover the Burgundiga. Tankbuster squad does fully get wiped out. Partial crushes, partial gun to death. Panzer Grenadiers getting interrupted as well, getting crushed and gunned down. Global repairs have been activated. Yellow's for support of his own Panzer Grenadiers. Getting some hits all across the line, but the global repairs will keep him alive. And then his forces could get overran. Hetzer, I mean, most of these rolling some misses there. Global repairs will keep these forces quite healed up. Patrick Suit gets some hits there onto the M10. And now intersections, and he has to push the way forward. That's like for the game if they're storming this opponent's base. Hetzer does go down there. And now even infantry just going down to the ground, so it's going to be the end of the game for the Panzer League players. Looks like another round of global repairs coming on board. A lot of these M10s are severely vetted.
NCO reporting they've destroyed a German target.
Only the Panzer Support Command remains for ground as Yellow will start getting his own truck to siege down. Of course, can bring in some more Panthers. That's what maybe he's saving up for. That is not enough, nowhere near enough manpower for it. Getting the upgraded Support Command, which is not going to be useful at this moment in time. Going for some spare Panzer Grenadiers. He literally has no force on the field, and that's the end of the replay. This is Andrew saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Ugh. Let's see now. That's a bit too much of him today. Let's go ahead and go for this 2v2. And that is not Rails and Metals. Be a different replay, or a different map. A lot of 2v2s, I guess, I'm casting today. Hope you don't mind. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. It's on the south side as the Panzer League player. We have Noslui as his teammate. As the Panzer League player, we have RAFI. As the British forces, we have I'm Noob, Please Curry. And as the US player, we have Himar as strategy. Himaria strategy, maybe. Looks like one of them think that there's a Sky's Limit very slow strat. Maybe they played a replay recently against him, against these players, so they're playing another game. Which fuel should we defend? Y for forward HQ? Y? U forward HQ? And these are the Panzer League players talking. And I think they're talking about making this building on forward HQ. They could be referring to this one, but that one's not in sector, so that'd be a bit hard to get.
Achtung! Enemy forces are attacking our petrol depot.
Intersection here, backing away from the Panzer Grenadiers. We got them forward HQ being pulled on out, and immediately looks like they're going to immediately go for defensive operations as well, after getting some more Panzer Grenadiers, probably. He has 2 Panzer Grenadiers right now. We've got the scope rifle squads engaging these Panzer Grenadiers. A lot of Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. They're pushing aggression in the center while the Kaliningrad capture the points. HQ deployed on out. And now got the Kaliningrad pushing way forward. Got some knock around with the Kaliningrads. Brandon Carrier pushes way forward, trying to get some damage down on this Kaliningrad. This Kaliningrad does decap the fuel point there, but gets an damaged engine. Green couldn't body block his buddy's Kaliningrad there. He does load up the Brandon Carrier with the 2 intersection models there, and does have, and 2 is all he really needs because that will allow him to fire forward, and it'll skirt around. So 2 is actually the minimum number I would say for a Brandon Carrier. Jeep deployed on out by the US player. Split trench looks like it does get cancelled or destroyed. As Rifleman squad's pushing way forward as well. This Panzer Grenadier squad's falling him back, receiving quite a bit of fire. Jeep in pursuit does fire another volley off there. And this Panzer Grenadier will escape. Brandon Carrier pushes way forward. We do have the Rifleman squad backing away from the Panzer Grenadiers as the Brandon Carrier is eyeing to hunt down this Kaliningrad.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Jeep pushes way forward, getting some damage there onto the Jeep. And he has, of course, forward reinforcements. Do we see? Yeah, forward healing is now available. This will give the front line a much more stable front for the Panzer League players. We got a mortar raining on in. It is a mortar pit from the Brit. Panzer Grenadiers will need to push on forward and displace that mortar pit. Does stop there the build of the split trench, but take time to focus it down, get some damage there. This Panzer Grenadiers engages from range
We must protect our munitions from
as the
enemy
Brandon
advances.
Carrier is receiving quite a bit of fire right now. We do have the Kampfgruppe company deployed on out by green. He got damage engine crit there on the Brandon Carrier. He does go ahead and abandon the Brandon Carrier. He does not take time to focus down the intersection, and looks like the Brandon Carrier will be overwhelmed, can't repair itself fast enough.
The enemy is becoming less mobile all the
Though
time.
this intersection is still not out of danger yet, going by a firing squad. And he does not get cleaned up there. There's paramedics, he pushes his way forward as well. Looks like one of the medics do go down, the other medic does go down as well. As there's an intersection here, just trying to pitch in some fire from long range. Scope Rifle Squad being reinforced. Okay, AT half track, I'm guessing. Light AT half track. You can also take time to pull out a Panzer IV C or Hotchkiss, depending on which he has selected, as well. With that same structure. Logistics company been wanting out. He may be eyeing for also 4-man squads, who knows? With Ford HQ, it would give him good buff for front line to aid him. Mortar half track, receiving some fire there. This player likely does not have sink bombs just yet, but wouldn't surprise me if he goes in for a little bit earlier because they're fighting against 2 Panzer League players. The chances of need of sticky bombs is nearly 100% guaranteed, sooner rather than later. Kaliningrad receiving quite a bit of fire as these Panzer Grenadiers try and push his way forward. There's a lieutenant nearby. The lieutenant is receiving quite a bit of fire there. The lieutenant needs to start backing away, needs the building as cover. As with the intersection trying to get inside the garrison to protect himself, so is the lieutenant. Just the lieutenant. The lieutenant does back away on the far side of the building, does do a full retreat there now. Let's get both
We have
guys inside the
eliminated
garrison.
enemy once more.
Ooh, the lieutenant does go down as well. Very nice. I'm not sure we actually got that. It was pretty far away. Maybe they just shot it with the rifles. That should be it. That probably is in range. Mortar half-track iron to counter barrage the mortar emplacement.
Armored car, reporting
We're also center being deployed now. Got the 221 deployed now. Eyeing for more income. Immediately being upgraded for the 223. Mortar half track raining some rounds on in. We got the intersection does get inside the garrison once again. He's going to back away. He could get inside the garrison himself, but there's a lot of riflemen. There's a lot of cover, heavy cover in this region. Most of the riflemen just trying to overwhelm. We got the scout car able to push some damage in. One of the rifleman squads does get efficiency 1. So does all 6 members as well. As these pacificators are getting just overran. Kenigrad getting some nice body blocks there. Almost down. Gets suppression there from the scout car there, which will stop this advancement in its track. That's really, really lucky right there. Plus, the Kenigrad's still alive. Got some more literatures here. We do have the mortar half track, however, saying no to them. Fresh lieutenant. And the slip trench does get completed. Only 4 models, however, inside of it. Gets a good hit there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Which can just back off towards this Fort HQ to get some healing. Flamer engineers make their advance. Maybe a good idea to start focusing on the garrison. Maybe set a blaze. And looks like the scope rifle squad may get fully wiped there.
An enemy unit
Does get fully wiped there. He has rating on forward. This slit trench is not fully built. And we've got these Penskerners pushed way forward. Does throw incendiary grenade there. 2 incendiary grenades was thrown, which will displace the trench. He does scuttle it in time. Light TF track has been pulled out by the blue Panzer Elite player.
Kampfgruppe can now use incendiary grenades.
And looks like the other Panzer Elite player has gotten his own incendiary grenades research. Really want to make sure he can deal with those split trenches wherever he needs to. Far right making their way forward. The mortar trench is still alive. We're seeing some hits. That mortar trench can receive quite a bit of fire. 2-3 is still set on up in this location and making some suppression to give enough time. That's going to be in close range. Does throw incendiary grenade right there. That's going to be very good. It does run back through this incendiary grenade, so it does have to break the fire on the retreat. Though it's only a brief singe. Panzer Grenadiers get inside the garrison there as these Panzer Grenadiers push their way forward. That's when these stick around a little bit longer for some healing as the sappers are receiving a bit of fire. Asking who's going for the Panther. And it looks like he's saying, you go for the Panther. And he's probably fine with that. So he may be eyeing for something a little bit special, something that he can close man-power towards, such as either Flak 88s, or he could be eyeing for some Hetzers. That Flamer engineer is getting some great damage right there.
They are now capable of largest enemy unit has fallen to
4-man squads to put out by blue, which will give him some great front line. Both player, that's light ATF track, mortar half track, and Kenigrad in this region. Hasn't selected one just yet.
Their infantry has been destroyed.
Good damage there on the intersection. Looks like the old man's over on this location, but there is no Panzer to clean it up. No, I don't care about the bow. Sorry, just got a call. Just a scam number. We do have the PS squad being forced on the back. Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward. It's gone for logistics company, not any building yet for the Panzer upgrade. From Panzer IV Command, he may be eyeing for the Panzer IV C. Let's get the PS squad entirely. Very, very nice. Rifleman squad is charging him forward as well. Does the Flamer Engineer as well. And his teammate has brought forward Pantrek. And City Grenade was thrown there. He does back away with one of the squads, but does get squad wiped there. The Rifleman squad do fall back so severely wounded. Still multiple models for those squads with that little health. No casualty clearance station. Sappers and bomb strike is missed there. That may be a 25-pounder. Yeah, 25-pounder has to pull him down.
The enemy advances.
And the fact that we don't see the boars there, he's not gone for Royal Engineers, or at least not yet. I'm not sure what doctrines may have selected.
Our support
Oh, the
command
casualty
abilities
clearance station
have
is
been
actually still
upgraded.
alive, just not fully built yet. Support command deployed on out. We may see a what's it called? A Panzer IV C relatively soon. Got the Sapper 2. Looks like there's maybe a different Sapper than what he's referring to. He could have been mistaken with the U.S. Engineer as well. Looks like he's saying go for Tank Destroyer, or he is going for Tank Destroyer. Alright. Asking his teammate if he's allowed to go for Hummels. He says yes.
Rejoice, Panzer. Roadblocks are now at our disposal.
And I hear Scorched Earth being selected. So switch over to the US player, or is the Brit. Looks like it has not selected Doctor just yet. The Series Grenade has been thrown onto the intersection there. The US player has selected Armor Company, and so the only unknown doctrine is the British player. Patrick's pushing way forward, gets a good damage in right there. And he's gone for Tank Destroyers, so that means he's trying to go for the double Panzer upgrade as well. Riflemen do get another level of Vector C as well. These Riflemen start making their advance. And this intersection needs desperate healing. It does have enough munitions for healing as well. Riflemen making their advance. Lots of damage there. Flamer getting some great AoE damage. He has 6 Panzer Grenadiers. That's actually quite a bit of Panzer Grenadiers there. 35-pounder does get model kill there. 4 HQ still set on up. Is there a triage center? There is a triage center back here. Medic team being focused on down. Casualty clear station only has 1 casualty so far. Notice he's not going to be backing away, trying to get some much needed healing. And a bit of reinforcements as well. Great will likely go for Royal Artillery, that's pretty standard. And that looks like Officer Artillery, so it looks like he has gone for Royal Artillery like I mentioned. Or maybe not. I saw the green flare there, right? It was green flare. What was that green flare being used for? Maybe I'm mistaken.
German forces are trying to overrun
Rifleman squad
Mombasa.
is getting focused down there. Does use suppressive fire there onto the engineers. And saw explosion there, but then it looked like a grenade was thrown. Headshot squad pushing way forward, trying to hunt down the AT gun. His teammate is pleased. And I do hear a boot trap trigger as well. The senior grenade thrown there as well, and going ahead and fall away. Armor command truck being deployed out by the Brits. And over here, we do got these sections making their, or riflemen making their advance, but they will run towards the G43 squads. Yes, the rifleman Howard throwing a frag grenade does get him model there. The rifleman squads do get forced on the back. Intersection is making their way forward with the support of the captain. Still have the mortar half track in this region, and we do have the light TF track and the 223 as well. Armor HQ being set on up. Right now, a Cromwell wouldn't be half bad. Looks like they're playing out some sandbags right there. Carmel wouldn't, against Tank Hunter, maybe not so much. What makes him say, I still don't see how he may have believed that's who he's facing as a Smurf. Is a grenade being thrown? Another incendiary mortar gets thrown out as well, and he is burning that intersection as well. He does not scuttle that trench in time, which means it does escape out of there now. Even a trench alive like that could be very, very detrimental. Double Panastrix has been researched. There may have been a bit of friendly fire, it looks like, if it wants us out and says the other person says sorry, I'm not sure where though. Staghound being built as well, that could be just ready for trying to get out the Sherman Firefly. We got the Pinto Mount being researched now. He could be eyeing for mass Staghound. That Rifleman squad being focused down there by the G43 squad is getting some great damage there. Up here, these forces are making their way forward. Force Panzer Grenadiers. Minigal has been built on the Staghound. And the Mortar Half-Track is receiving some fire there, but not any Piet fire. Light Half-Track has not been very useful. It does take out the Ketograd there with the Piets. And the AT half-track, light half-track, and mortar half-track trying to deal with those forces. Rifleman squad and flame insurers being advanced. The Staghound's supposed to be forward with his Pinto Mount, trying to get some damage in. Does get a kill there. I thought I heard a booby trap there. Maybe this building may actually be may have been booby trapped. These forces do manage to fall him back.
We've just got the green light to employ creeping barrages.
And he has gone for Roar Artillery, so Roar Artillery has been selected. Panzer Grenadiers will be trying to defend themselves against these riflemen. One of them is HC2, that one's being focused on first.
Battalions just received access to self-propelled artillery.
Priests are now available, does throw a frag grenade there. Gets a decent hit there. Looks like both players have the 4-man squad upgrades. Panthers making their way forward. Wolf on the Staghound there, and we'll be able to overwhelm the Staghound, no problem. Intersections making their way forward, trying to defend themselves against the Panthers. Not going to be good. Throws out a Piet there, rolls a bounce there. Does throw out Incendiary Mortar there, which will help lead off the area. Casual cleaning station does get cleaned on them. The US player has not deployed a squad that is likely an AT gun now. And it looks like the allies have cast some GG. And one of the players has backed out of the game. Yep, and that's the end of the replay. Still don't know if they were fighting Smurf, they just believe it's Smurf, so who knows. And that's the end of the game. This is Adam Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And there we go. Overall, the replays today has not been too great. Let's go for this one here. Let's go for 1v1. Wait, I already cast too much film. I was the wrong replay, so... this day. Lack of sleep. Everything just goes wrong today. I thought I selected a different replay. No, not quit the windows. Ay, ay, ay. This day is not a good day. What? Am I going crazy? I may be just going crazy. I could have sworn there was one like between Lexi Hartman and the guy named T. Am I going crazy? Screw it, let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as user player, we have Vesuvius. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht player, we have ARXRAA11. I have no idea how to pronounce that, and I'm far too tired in order to try to pronounce that. Because today's just been a big mess of me hitting all the wrong buttons.
Listen here.
Not to mention, I spent half today on top of a ladder replacing keystones for wireless APs.
What do you need?
Riflemen being deployed on out. Engineers going to capture the rest of the map. Riflemen probably going to eye, perhaps aggressing on the munitions and fuel point. I'm guessing we have the Pioneers doing the split move right there. Not with this one. Just with this one at the moment, trying to go for this munitions immediately. And gets a little bit faster because this guy's trying to catch up, but doesn't get... Oh, there we go, starts catching up now. Wehrmacht quarter being deployed on out. Rifleman squad deployed. And there's our 3 Pioneers, so there's a lot of capping pressure for the Wehrmacht player. Volksgrenadiers, the first squad to play out the Wehrmacht spare quarters, so there may be an MG42 following up. Could be for motorcycle next.
Fuel supply is ours.
Guys, listen up.
Not capture the munitions point. Usually see that captured a little bit sooner. Rifleman squad eyeing to perhaps hit the cutoff point. They will run into the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers immediately get inside the garrison. This would be a good spot right there. Some heavy cover. I would say he did go on the wrong side. The heavy cover would be a much better position. There's only one wind on the side, so it's a good fighting position from the riflemen nonetheless.
Recon ready.
Jeep pushes his way forward, so are the engineers. Pioneers do get spotted, captured the fuel point. Volksgrenadiers do drop a model there with only one model shown. It will sustain a lot of extra fire, and the Volksgrenadier does decide to fall back immediately. Another model gets dropped there, which does allow him to reinforce with higher health than if he didn't lose that model. Pioneers capturing some points. This point over here as well as the VP being captured up by the engineers. Pioneers being pursued there by the rifle squad, does immediately fall back with them. Volksgrenadiers are behind some light cover. Riflemen will be behind light cover as well. Those the rifleman squad has seen a bit more fire, but the Jeep is coming to support as well, knock around the Volksgrenadier. The second squad of Volksgrenadiers are advancing. I think the rifle squad should be forced back by the Volksgrenadiers. They will receive quite a bit farther. One of the Volksgrenadiers could hop inside the garrison. There should be 4 windows on the side. As forced back the rifleman squad here. Volksgrenadiers, both of them have 5 members, but severely wounded. Pioneers and engineers not fighting out, but the Pioneers are trying to build some tank traps. And both the Volksgrenadier squads are falling on back now. Engineers decided to run past the Pioneers. They're not actually fighting. Most of the engineers not in pursuit now. Third squad of Volksgrenadiers has been deployed on now. Both these Volksgrenadiers, 5 members and 4 members. They're both severely wounded. Next engagement they go in, they will start bleeding away. Especially the riflemen are behind some heavy cover.
Engineers reporting.
Engineers trying to... Nope, they're doing a bit of exchange in locations. I don't think Thank you for the follow. I don't think either of these are direct send, but then again, I don't know everybody's Smurf names. Let me engineers pushing their way forward. Hello. Flame engineers pushing their way forward, forcing back the Pioneers. The rifleman squad does get inside the garrison. I'm not sure any windows on this side. Looks like just the ones. Is not a good fighting position. Because fighting positions in Company Heroes too. And all Volksgrenadiers are here. He does have Petrol Suit 1, giving some much needed health regen, given enough time. But all these guys are so wounded.
Jeep is ready. We are taking fire.
Surprisingly enough, the Jeep does not get another model drop of that burst, because all those models are so wounded, I would assume that them dropping models is just going to be very, very likely. Garrison is still held by the Pioneer, will be slowly displaced by the Rifleman and Engineer, but the Volksgrenadiers are coming over here to respawn. Alpha Gen is just not working fast enough for him. Rifleman Squad may eye the Garrison, but the Flamer Pioneer will displace him no problem. Over here, Engineers are behind some heavy cover there with the Minesweeper. But the Volksgrenadiers are just streaming on forward. They really do not like that Rifleman squad.
Too hot. Taking fire.
Engineers could fall back relatively soon. Not receiving great engagement with them. This Rifleman squad is still sticking around with these Rifleman squads pushing way forward. Perhaps eyeing for heavy cover would be great. This Rifleman squad is now receiving quite a bit of fire. Flamer Pioneer in the Garrison. Be able to get some good damage in. Thank you for... Oh, that must have been a YouTube subscriber. YouTube subscription. Can't read the name. Rifleman squad receiving quite a bit of fire there. Falls on the back.
Losing ground.
I really need to
out
get
there.
different notification sounds for our YouTube subscribers and Twitch follows.
Hey, you maggots want to live forever?
Both of these Volksgrenadiers are severely wounded, and across them there's only one squad there. And now here comes the bars out. He may lose his Volksgrenadiers. He does lose our Volksgrenadiers. Needs to fall back to this squad. He may actually lose this one if he's not paying attention. This is not a case where he wants to stay around. He does fall back, but he still may lose the squad, but he does fall back away from the Flamer. This one does push his way
We're
forward.
losing a strategic sector.
I think as well when it comes to the YouTube subscribers, the notifications. That happens whenever somebody subscribes to my YouTube channel, regardless if I'm streaming or not. So I could have like my OBS open. I hear the subscriber noise. We're not even streaming. Like 6 o'clock in the morning while I'm waking up, and I hear the YouTube notification going off saying, "Oh, I got a new subscriber." It at first freaked me out in the beginning. It's like, am I actually streaming?
Fall in!
Volksgrenadiers push their way forward. Pioneers, no veterancy on them
Germans
just
are
yet.
after one of our munitions points.
And do have a triage center deployed out by the U.S. player. The Riflemen captured the central VP as the Pioneers are laying down a nice little landmine there, but there, of course, there is the Minesweeper squad. Supply yard being deployed out now.
Objective secured. Rifle squad. Listen up, rifle squad.
Let's get this cutoff point here. So we'll need to get this cutoff point as well, because he has a lot of territory captured up. But if he recovers this one, then we'll be back in supply. Rifleman squad will fall back. Can't get in the Garrison to hold out because of the Flamer Pioneer. Oh, stun grenades, so he's gone for Blitzkrieg.
Enemy unit dead. Supply line.
Gets some great damage there. Looks like he got a squad wipe, and maybe the Flamer Pioneer. No, he did not, so I'm not sure what squad got wiped. Ah, it was this Pioneer right there. This Rifleman squad managed to barely escape away. It was the one that received the stun grenades. Volksgrenadiers have received quite a bit of fire right there. And they do fall back in time. Volksgrenadiers inside this garrison, still not a great garrison because there's only one window on that side. Seeing quite a bit of fire right now. The two riflemen behind the heavy cover is more than enough to displace him, even if he was behind heavy cover. This Volksgrenadier is going around a bit of a poor position. He may be eyeing to get out some stun grenades if he gets too close to here. Mortar pool has been deployed, likely going for a Greyhound. Sturm Armory is being built as well, likely going for, since he went for the stun grenade side, he's likely going for some 2, 3, 4 autocannons. They may get a Stug out. It's engaged out the Greyhound as well. Maybe some Tantric Grenadiers. I doubt it's going to be a Nebelwerfer. Looks like something is immediately being built from it. Yes.
Construction detail. Our work is done here.
Yeah, it is a 2-3-4 armor car.
42.
MP42 does fall back away from the flanking rifleman. Let's keep the US player selected since we know what doctrine the Wehrmacht player has selected. Volksgrenadiers are making their advance. It's also a Flamer Pioneer in the mix as well. Flamer Engineers here does find a good angle, gets some good damage in. Flamer Pioneers also getting some good counterfire, literally, in return. Pioneers do get flinched forward. Now they're forced to retreat. They're still... Oh, they just retreated back that way. US player has to go out on a landmine there, which could be very deadly to that 2-3-4. We haven't heard any Sticky Bomb research just yet, so he won't be able to finish off it if he does find the landmine. We have a Greyhound that will queue as well. He does decide to do a full retreat there. He may find this landmine.
The Krauts are going after our point.
And... found it. Pioneers. Where are some Pioneers? Does he have any Pioneers still alive? Just the Flamer Pioneer, apparently. Oh, there's this Pioneer here as well, deploying out some wire and tank traps. It is quite wounded. We fight against a Minesweeper, but I think the healthy Minesweeper is more enough to take on the two wounded Pioneers. It all depends on who's fighting who. If one's just running away, of course, like in any game, any weapon will do good if your opponent's not even paying attention. Rifleman, speaking of which, managed to stream in the center of his opponent's base. He knows he knows what the stun grenade, so he knows what Doctor's gone for. Finds another landmine there, and now Sticky Bomb's now available, which could be very deadly versus wounded Stug. And MP42 does get suppression there onto the rifle squad. And does wipe out the Pioneer squad in the base. So now he may need to do a full retreat in order to get rid of that rifleman. If he retreats back wounded squads, he'll be wiped out. He's in a very precarious position, but he's going to bring over the 2-3-4. If he does throw a Sticky Bomb onto it,
we are losing artillery support on the
landmines means he's gone for infantry. We got the off-map power shoot. Not sure where though.
enemy unit down.
Does get a nice kill, wipe there of some sort. And seeing I only see two Volksgrenadier, he must got a wipe there on a Volksgrenadier. Very prep the Stug now. The landmine will be swept by the Volksgrenadier's feet. And since it's not a wounded squad, he should be able to live or not find it whatsoever. Stun grenades being thrown down the riflemen. 3 of them will connect, getting some great damage there. So the Volksgrenadier is severely wounded. Does throw a couple more, get some great hits there. He may lose that rifle squad to the autocannon. Just one model left, one sneeze away from death. He does go ahead and escape, actually. Sticky Bomb does connect on the Stug. Volksgrenadiers do see some deadly hits there. This one may find that landmine back in the base, but no, he gets gunned down instead. The landmine has been found by the Volksgrenadiers, which is a relatively safe detonation. If there's any time a safe detonation. As last thing we do is retreat back with a wounded squad, getting a squad wipe right there. Autocannon scout car receiving quite a bit of fire there. Greyhound may get the wipe. Stug facing the wrong direction, damage, engine crit, doesn't get the death crit. Gets a gunner killed crit there, which will prevent him from being gunned down, because the Greyhound does have, the armor car can get damaged by bullets sometimes.
Where we headed?
But he will escape out of there from the Stug, unable to pursue with the damaged engine from that Sticky Bomb.
AT ready. That's a ball game. Construction finished.
Engineers,
More
all
landmines
finished.
being deployed on out,
This rate
very
will be
nice.
Taking Berlin by Christmas.
Never say taking something before Christmas, it will always fail.
some crowd.
One of my great uncles spent his Christmas in 44 in Germany. He was like part of the, what was it,
Our forces are taking casualties.
43rd Armored Rifles or 43rd Armored Company. I think it was Armored Rifles. 2, 3, 4 making his advance, trying to get some shots on those riflemen. He does. The MP42's here as well. He will get the sticky. No, he will not get the sticky bomb off on the 2, 3, 4. Sniper will get overran. May not get wiped out right there. Flamer Pioneer inside the garrison. The sniper force did escape. Sticky bomb there onto the 2, 3, 4, and the rifleman squad still charging forward. This one does get suppressed and burned alive. Pioneer's almost dead as well. Still does get a decent hit there on the rifleman as the autocannon scout car takes more and more hits there as well. A follow-up sticky bomb will not get the kill there on the autocannon scout car. 2 AT guns are here. Greyhound still being repaired back at home.
Repairs complete.
57 mil at your service.
We're losing them as fast
Ready
as
for
we're getting.
orders.
Artillery support is now available.
M2s can now be deployed. There's also a landmine there, not deployed up the Greyhound, probably deployed out by our riflemen. And now it's streaming at the base. Is he going to lay down landmine there with the Greyhound? Ooh, maybe right
Gassed up and good
there.
to go. Ready to go.
That can either get a fresh snare onto this deployment, or get a wipe on a retreating squad. I know something just got researched as well. Looks like it's maybe Vet 1, CS 1 of these units, likely to support weapons. Yep, Vet 1 Pioneers, Vet 1 MP42, he's just got Vet 1 support units.
Casualties being reported.
Riflemen do get gunned down there. He still has 3 squads of riflemen as well as 2 AT guns.
Engineers, take it.
Just capturing the munitions point there. Stokes pushing way forward. Autocan Scout Corps, of course, trying to get some damage in there. Stoke needs to retarget towards that Greyhound. Sniper backing away, receiving a lot of automatic weapon fire there. He's trying to camouflage, trying to back around the corner. Volkswagen still getting some damage in. Trying to go for stun grenades there on the rifleman. He's large one miss, I believe. That one, those may hit. Yeah, it does get a stun there now. Stoke almost went down. Not so sure what. The Greyhound could eventually finish it off. Sniper still alive, severely wounded. Rifle squad streaming on in, trying to run down these forces. The MG42 does get killed. Autocannon scout car does receive some fire there as a sniper pitching in around into the rifleman squad. A fresh sniper. Greyhound pushes away forward, gets some hits there onto the Flamer Pioneers. The Flamer Pioneers when he get out of the garrison. And look at the automatic weapons fire does get damage correct on that 2, 3, 4. Sniper does get hit by the pit of the mountain, does get gunned down there by the coaxial.
AC here.
Coming up from behind.
Armor car will manage to escape on out of there. It's not looking good for the Wehrmacht player.
Wheels and grease standing by.
That's it. Construction finished. Sniper reporting.
This player deployed out his own sniper, probably eyeing for some counter sniping since he knows about the snipers that he's facing against. This is the wounded one. The other one got gunned down, didn't it? Yeah, it's right there, gunned down. This landmine, no explosion radius there. He may have deployed a minesweeper. Yep, there's a minesweeper on this Pioneer, so he realized what his opponent's gone for. If the rifleman gave it away of doing it once, having Greyhound charge in and brief stop for a brief moment, you know he's laying down a landmine. It was not very sneaky. Throwing some rounds there on the AT guns, trying to get them decrewed. AT gun does get it directed there on the Volksgrenadiers. Just needs one more round there on the AT gun to wipe it out. Does get the squad wipe there.
Lost.
Now the sniper may go down there and does get gunned down by the bars. Veteran C2 bars, take no prisoners. Neb Warfare now raining on in. The farther U.S. player push, the more Neb Warfare shots he will receive. He may actually back now the
Heavy
game.
infantry reserves are
Lag
now
out.
available.
Objective captured.
Likely was not going to win the game either way, but yep, that is not a lag spike, but an actual perhaps back out of the game.
We're taking some heat. You showed your stuff. That's worth a medal or two.
Listen up.
Our maze recovered. I haven't seen any
What's
more
our plan?
notifications, so it may have been an extensive lag spike. Nope, never mind.
Fire from their
But yeah, he's backed out of the game. I'm gonna fast forward. There's no movement up here, and that's the end of the game.
The enemy is down to 200.
This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I haven't really got any home runs when it comes to really good replays. These are all pretty short and pretty decisive. That was this one right here. Based on this replay name, let's go ahead and do this one. I'm just gonna move for at least one good replay. Because right now, didn't get much sleep last night, and getting a little bit tired. Here we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Dawn of War, Company Heroes 1 replay. As well on the north side, as the Wehrmacht player, we have Arshin Steen as his teammate. As the other Panzer Elite player, we have Google. Spawn their opponent as the US player, we have Kirk 516, and their teammate as the British forces of Jesus View. Mid and my fuel, so he's eyeing, let's see, that is the Wehrmacht players, so they are calling out some strategies and plans. And going to start making the way forward. Unless his teammate's not really spawning, Wehrmacht quarters deployed on out. Engineers going forward, trying to get some early wire out to help control the field. You get AT, yes, asking his teammate to pull out some Pak-38s. Requesting, and he says he's going to build 2 Pak-38s, good idea. Likely we'll see the British HQ set up on the sector, that's pretty standard. And engineers captured the fuel point now. Engineers, Grenadiers do get some shots in. First blood was drawn.
Pioneers here.
He's a bit concerned about fighting against a Brit player.
MG crew on me.
Let's see now.
Recon.
Motorcycle, MG42, Pioneers, nothing frontline-ish.
Pioneers have this sector. MG ready.
MG42 set up in more defensive positions, just trying to keep the fuel secure, not worry about the VP. Does spot the intersection there, does get some pressure there on the intersection immediately, which is actually a great first shot there. The G43 squad is going to support his teammate like he asked, but not needed. The MG42 is set up in a good position, and he gets the insertion pin and wins out the early engagement. We got the lieutenant advancing, but once he spots that, he realizes he's not in any threat. Yep. Now he doesn't worry about any sort of threat right now. Lieutenant does fall back as well. Riflemen making their advance, trying to engage the Panzer Grenadiers at close range, and the Panzer Grenadiers do fall back.
MG42 reporting.
Now the MG42 has been deployed on out.
Under attack. Yankee south of our position.
And now the intersection of reform the line, the HQ command truck has been deployed on in that major sector once again. Pioneers backing away from the intersections, they're charging on forward, does get the decapture there. His teammates G43 squad is in this region, which will help him pin down individual squads as is so needed. And we do have nice suppression there from the MG42 on the scope rifle squad, and now the Panzer Grenadier is able to get some good damage in. But the attack is going straight for Armor Company through the Panzer Kampfgruppe Company, which will allow him to get 2 steps towards the Panthers. pushes his MG forward, 42 forward. He does spot the burn carrier. In fact, it's not. Looks like the infrastructure trying to load up back on the burn carrier now. Looks like he's trying to save it from suppression. Does get the infrastructure does pin there. MG42 goes 2 MG42s out. No Volks Grenadiers.
Com system in order.
Motorcycle will back on off. Oh, on the right side we do have the rifleman trying to go for a flank there on the MG42. Panzer Grenadiers perhaps getting inside the garrison, just try to spot them and throw some fire on their withdrawal. We've got these 2 Panzer Grenadiers pushed the way forward as the Kaliningrad maybe trying to capture the sectors as it so presents itself. So right now it's sort of hard. All the sectors are claimed, so it's sort of hard for it to capture anything left. Kaliningrad does get some good spotting there. May receive some fire. And rifle squads are behind some heavy cover. That's a good position there, and the Panzer Grenadiers are getting focus fired. Oh. It looks like I received a raid of, holy shit, 42 people. Welcome to the stream. Infrastructure start making the way forward. We've got the 2 motorcycles, one of them receiving quite a bit of fire from the Bren carrier. The motorcycle squad does go down. Bren squad pushes some tires there as the scope rifles may get deployed. Designated marksman onto the MG42 as the squad does get suppressed there. Motorcycle will be here to support as well. Bren carrier upgrade the MMG carrier, trying to focus down on the MG42, trying to stop the suppression. Bren gun squad does get suppressed as well as the motorcycles back away towards the Pioneer. And the MG42 squad will go ahead and back on out of there. These forces are getting suppressed quite a bit, or still suppressed, as the Bren Square carrier squad does push its way forward. The motorcycle is got damaged engines, so likely will be chased and gunned down there by the Bren carrier. Panzer Grenadiers trying to repair up the Kaliningrad as we got the armor car now coming to the rear armor of the Bren carrier, but it's not the rear armor anymore.
They are attacking.
Likely we'll see a button there by the Bren squad. Oh, there was a landmine there. Against both these vehicles, it's probably detrimental to the 222. 2 will max back on out of there. 2 severely wounded. And it looks like the 222 will manage to escape on out of there. Observation post slowly being gunned on down. And he's going to start repairing up the 222. The Bren carrier is still in pursuit, but the extra health on the armor car should be able to stay alive. And it looks like they're both going back away. Kaliningrad pushes the way forward, trying to capture up some sectors. We do have another armor car deployed on out. Observation post still receiving some fire as the engineers start making their advance. Maybe not. They're trying to repair up the Bren carrier now. 52 will go ahead and hunt down the Bren carrier. Rear armor exposed, and even the repairs from the engineers will not save it. Bren guns could get a button there. The Bren carrier not being focused down since there's cruising rounds there onto the Bren squad. And the repairs and the engineers may actually be enough to keep it alive. Gets damaged engine there. And the Bren carrier is still alive. Needs to keep it, let it firing. It's too slow to escape. Gets some great damage there. Decides to blitz forward. Gets a damaged engine crit. Throwing rounds onto the intersection. And the armor car does go down. The Bren carrier is somehow still alive. Rifleman squads make their advance, trying to get some shots in. The armor car can be ran down by the rifle fire. Bren gun lining up a shot. Bren carrier still damaged engine, trying to pursue. Hamstrick squad on the Grenadier may find a shot, does not find a shot. And the US engineer still trying to repair it up. Riflemen trying to advance, trying to run down the Bren carrier. Pioneers are in the region. Pioneers of course absorb shots there, and there goes the armor car. Pioneers can fall on back. And somehow the Bren carrier is still alive. MG42 does suppress these scope rifles as the MMG carrier does suppress the Panzerstrike squad. Mass retreat from all the infantry units. And Bren carrier is at full health somehow. It looks like we may have another armor car being deployed on now. I'm guessing it's going to be an armored car. Kaliningrad capturing some points. Does spot this landmine here. Couple casualties being recovered too. And those will be the first set of casualties for the casualty clearing station. Airborne. The US player has actually brought in some airborne troops. That's usually a little, well, at least common with all the US doctrines in a 2v2, so this should be a bit interesting. He may be eyeing for some strafing runs to be very successful. Haven't seen a whole lot of blobs though. That lieutenant actually got gunned down immediately by the MG42, and that's why British officers should just learn to duck.
Veterancy gained.
The Fairmont player has gone to fetch 1 infantry now to support out his grenadiers. 2 grenadiers, both with pan trucks. And with the British HQ command truck here down the munitions point, they may be not eyeing for some sort of fuel-based play for the pan trucks to be useful. Maybe eyeing some sort of munitions-based play with the strafing runs, bombing runs. Could be Royal Artillery. Could be commandos with the artillery columns, but that's unlikely. So I'm guessing Royal Artillery and Airborne. That's my guess. And they saw the airborne troops for the US player, the paratroopers, so not sure what I'll go for when seeing that. Probably not flak 88s because they could probably just be bombed. Does see the recoilless rifles as well, trying to engage the armored cars, so perhaps avoid going for armored cars its own. Does get a forward HQ right there for much needed forward healing, especially for this squad. More and more reinforcements dropping on in. And we've got a Pak 38 deployed on now. The Pak 38s are not really necessary. We've got the airborne right here. He may be eyeing for a demolition charge onto that bunker. Got the casualty recovery bunker being selected. Demolition charge has been selected. Does get a wipe there on the MG42. That's 25 pounder. Demolition charge does not finish it off. Panstrip gets a direct hit there. Pioneers almost gone down. Grand Period does go down. Grenadiers do go down. Pioneers trying to repair. Well, not being reinforced, that one. Pak 38 finds the shots. It's not going to be successful in this engagement. And all these forces do fall back. Pioneers do get that garrison, and the PS do clean up that bunker. It was not upgraded. Armor car, G40, the Panzer Grenadiers making their way forward, forcing back the riflemen. Got this rifleman capturing that
Losing
point.
a sector.
And he's going to hunt down these squads. Scope rifles charging down that Pak 38. But this rifleman squad may get wiped out. He's hitting it that one first, but that maneuverability is, or handling is not very good at the moment. Close rifles finds a hit there onto the armor car. He does escape on out of there, but looks like both the rifleman squads managed to escape on out of there. Hans Grenadiers pushing the way forward, trying to get in some hits there on the intersection, and the armor car is making its way forward. May find a wipe on the scope rifle squad. They're pretty spread apart. Casualty clearance station could draw circles of shots. Ooh, he hit on the rear armor. That is never a good sign. Notice that intersection squad doesn't escape on out of there. Armor car will need to back on out. You got the 25-pounder set up right there. Firing a barrage right there. And the Panzer Grenadiers are falling him back, so he does not get any squad wipes there. There's 3 casualties recovered in the casualty clearing station. Our airborne forces are starting to make their way forward. We got these 2 Grenadiers here getting healed up by the forward HQ. They are doing quite well together, that's for sure. Close rifles are making their advance. Panstrix versus close rifles, sort of even footing, I guess. Pak 38 is the crew there. Don't need to immediately recapture it because I'm not really fighting against any armored asset at the moment. The close rifles could throw some rounds into the Pak 38 itself in order to help try to clean it up. Pak 38 finds a good hit there on the airborne, the paratroopers, as we got the armor car advancing, not fully repaired. Bunker being deployed out there, likely a casualty recovery
They're losing
bunker.
territory.
And more airborne reinforcements now dropping on in. Thank you for the follow, Luckbar. Paratroops are making 24. Panzer Grenadiers, not Panzer Grenadiers, Volks Grenadiers are being upgraded the NP40 upgrade, which would be a pretty good upgrade versus those paratroopers. Armor car does go down. There's 2 down armor cars there. What was that explosion? That explosion, I think, had a lot of airborne. That may have been a 25 pounder. Thank you for the follow, full donkey. 4 HQ will likely go down. Would that have been a Goliath actually being detonated there? It seemed like that was more friendly fire than actual kills there. We got the lieutenant now being run down by the armor car, throwing some rounds there on the rifleman. He should be able to get this, or lieutenant.
You have 2 on the point.
And gets spotted there and does not get the kill there on that lieutenant. I've been calling all these wipes wrong. The Bren carrier, the lieutenant, some riflemen. Thank you for the follow, Ready One. Flip-off ground forces have been selected for the Panzer Elite player, so we may see some Black 88s. But against our opponent's current composition, probably not. We got Blitzkrieg being selected. The Stu will be excellent versus the airborne troops, so that is a good idea. And he immediately went for the Stu. Oh, we got some Fallschirm makers being put out there. Next to the 25 pounder, Pietz threw a round there into the 25 pounder as well as the Panzer Shrek.
Waiting for your signal.
25 pounder goes down to his own Piet. Another 25 pounder could be focused down. He's probably gone for Royal Artillery. So there's no adoption both the Exploit has gone for. Let's take a quick look over here. 25 command points were selected, so I think it's going to be Royal Artillery. And direct hit there, wiping out that Panzer Grenadier. Fallschirm Jägers pushing the way forward. They could finish pick up the Panzer Shrek and finish off that 25 pounder. The US player, of course, has been selected airborne. The only one we don't really know is the Brit, but I'm pretty sure he's selected Royal Artillery. Great suppression coming out from the MG42. 42 is down, can still be reinforced from the bunker. Lieutenants are not being suppressed at the moment. Armor car against prepared up by the Pioneers. Good damage all across the line. 2 casualties been recovered there by the Wehrmacht player, and medics are rushing forward trying to pick up more casualties now, so maybe a fresh Grenadier relatively soon. Fired up has, or heroic charge has been utilized. Armor car may go down to the lieutenant. They try to be hunted down by it, now he's getting revenge. Stu has been deployed on out as the Grenadiers may get a wipe on some. No, nowhere near close getting wiped. Ocean Mayor's falling back, riflemen charge on in, no barges yet. Great hit there by the Stu. On the right side, got the Pioneers falling back. Ocean Mayor's inside the garrison. Paratroopers dropping next into the Fallschirm Jägers, which I believe just got spawned in right next to each other, so both sides blowing out. Reinforcements next to each other. Yeah, the Fallschirm Jägers has 0 kills, those are both fresh spawns. Grenadiers captured that point as we got the Stu trying to engage these paratroopers. Does receive a pen there. Panzer's charging forward. G43 is going to be very useful. Panzer not so much. Stu gets a decent hit there, getting what, 4 kills. Does receive another repulse rifle shot. Fresh Grenadiers just popped on out, which is exactly what needs to save the Stu. The Stu needs to back away. Both with the airborne squad does fall, paratroop squad does fall back. MG42 gets great suppression there, but we're seeing a lot of Piet fire. We may see a heroic charge to get things out from suppression. Grenadiers could rush forward with a grenade. And if we look on the other doctrine line, perhaps spend a command point to throw some stun grenades. Priest can now be deployed out. He has lost all of his 25 pounders, so that he can replace his 25 pounders with priests. Big blob of forces, that's for sure. Fallschirm Jägers do have the FG-42 upgrade behind the hidden cover. They're positioning to there, but with 2 lieutenants in the region, They will have probably a bit of trouble, plus all the Piets to knock them around. Piets do score a kill there. G43 is advancing. He may need to suppress one of the squads. Since this squad has the Patrick squad upgrade, he may just need to run. He just has to draw fire first. The other two are more designated for damage. And also, he does run out into suppressing one of his own intersection. Lieutenant does avoid the artillery barrage as well. Potion makers do. They get wiped out by the following rounds. No, they do not. Medic trying to rush forward to grab some more models. Riflemen now streaming on in with airborne infantry. No bar upgrade. We got the single Pantrax squad make it clean on up. We got the stun grenades being thrown. This could be very, very good. Riflemen throw their own grenade. Great stun grenades. Really, really good stun grenades. Next set of stun grenades about ready to come on out. Gain some damage all across the line, but he's still, of course, targeting the squad that's running away. Stu push his way forward. Gets a good hit there on the rifleman. Oshinega is trying to engage as well.
The location is under attack.
On the left side, Grenadiers forcing back some intersections, but got more intersections charging forward with the support of the two lieutenants. Infantry 42 is of this region, does get some great suppression there. Could use a heroic charge to get these guys up and going again. It does go push forward with the stun grenades with the Grenadiers. Does use a heroic charge now. Stun grenade is thrown on top of this Piet squad. Good suppression or stuns there, which cannot be cured by a heroic charge. At least I don't think. British medic charging forward trying to cover casualty next behind the Grenadiers. And that's a flak Panzer Vorbelwind deployed on out. The exhausted British forces are falling back. Stu, it has 15 kills, very nice. Rifleman pushing the way forward.
Of enemy are moving on one of our victory points.
Rifleman pushing the way forward as well. Got the 30 cal placement from the US player still. Gets a direct hit there with the. Ooh, there's 4 models there. There's a medic got caught up in the crossfire as well. Motion makers here can potentially kill Cinder Grenade, but don't think he has that researched. Vorbelwind trying to get some suppression in. Another Vorbelwind would be half fast. Is fighting against some large blobs of riflemen and a large blob of intersection as well. Good stun grenades there from the Grenadiers. Oh, here he is, this blob of infantry. Some suppression and 242 throwing some rounds in. Has Grenadiers inside the garrison trying to get some good damage in. Vorbelwind can provide some additional suppression, but the heroic charge just wore off, so now the suppression will start sitting back in. Potion makers, one of them does fall back. This one is still in the mix of it. The course rifle of the lieutenant keeps pitting down the Vorbelwind. The Vorbelwind will need to keep his distance from now on. Only the lieutenant, which is getting gunned down by the Potion Jaegers. Potion makers severely wounded. Potion maker squad may go down, but does not go down. Over here, the Grenadiers with the picked up the course rifle, capturing the field point, but if he himself may go down. MP40 squad could rush on forward, get some good damage in. Vorbelwind pushing the way forward. He doesn't really worry about the Piet, so he can perhaps withstand 1, but not 2. He does get buttoned there, but the sapper is, of course, suppressed. Paratroopers and riflemen squads pushing the way forward. He does get the forward HQ there, and the artillery barrage will go ahead and perhaps destroy the garrison. Wait, I saw the one model in there, but I also saw the one model get out. It might have been a visual bug.
Priest is at the RV grid point.
Get us to the fight. Listen up, you fucking wankers.
You have the crash clear station getting some much needed healing. Grenadiers pushing way forward. There's emergency 2 of the Grenadiers. Potion makers going to make their advance. Rifleman could pitch a throw a grenade. And I think the Rifleman also has grenades as well, so both the paratroopers and riflemen can finish some munitions there. You may be seeing from straight forth. This may be a good time for a strafing run. Nice line there.
Losing contact.
Cinder grenade was actually thrown there by the Poaching Jaegers does throw a grenade there onto the Rifleman squad, getting a great hit there. Left side, the Extraction is getting ripped apart by the Verbal One and by the Stu. The Verbal One is fully repaired. Lieutenant may actually go down. This is not the one for the Polaris Rifle. On the north side, we've got the Force Special Wave 4. We've got artillery raining on in as well. Stu rolls miss down the Lieutenant as the Grenadiers are making their advance. These forces are exhausted as well. Lieutenant receives a pretty good hit there, but will manage to escape on out. The Stu will need to fall back, so receives some PF fire there. Artillery is raining on in as well. Great hit there by the Stu, trying to duke it out. It's a bit of a gamble sometimes going against the Piets. Does drop a Bren as well. Picking up a Grenadier and also an MG42, an LMG42.
I say again, we are losing a victory.
The US player has to pull out an AT gun, and that is not a paradrop one either.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Needing some much needed healing over there. Stews do cause a lot of wounded actions. Okay, frag grenade there. Poaching Jaegers with FG-42s making an advance with the Verbal One. On the left side, we do have the casualty clearing station. Of course, healing them up. I already mentioned that. Grenadiers capturing that point. As these paratroopers with the AT gun advancing. I wonder if he has sticky bomb. Bar research has been acquitted. Could see the suppressive fire. Yeah, he does see the suppressive fire ability from the Panzer Grenadiers onto the Bar Rifleman. Stu firing some shots over there as the paratroopers are firing some close rifle shots on top of Stu. Poaching Jaeger make their advance as well with the Verbal One. Penstrick Poaching Jaegers may run for incendiary grenade. As Grenadiers absorbing more shots, so it's good for the Poaching Jaegers. Going to get Poaching Jaegers veterans, so start ripping apart these squads at long range. Rifleman squad do throw a frag grenade there on top of the Poaching squad, and someone with Penstrick that he's flying if that one gets wounded. Oh, here we've got the two Stews engaging these infantry blob here. Stun grenades are thrown by the Grenadiers. You know, 2 Stews in this region, this should be roll some big misses. You know, artillery's raining on in. This Stu may actually go down. Piet does roll a miss there. That Piet does roll a hit. Grenadiers squad needs to fall back and rip apart. And the Stu may still receive some artillery fire, but the last round has landed. Bow charge has been activated. Piet's and Recoil's rifle making an advance. It does get a pen there with the Recoil's rifle. The intersection could fall back. It's his job of absorbing shots. Almost played catch with that round. We've got the Pioneers pushing the way forward, trying to repair up the Stu. Poaching Jaegers receiving quite a bit of fire. This one's severely wounded, needs to fall back. Unless he has a forward. He does actually have forward HQ right there for healing. As a Verbal One is pushing more towards the enemy, purposely trying to get him killed. Both Grenadiers with all 5 models advancing.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Oh, and the Stu does go down to the Piets. I'm not sure how though, but probably to the Piets. Casualty being recovered.
Defensive position complete.
And when AT gun making its advance, Verbal One is a little bit wounded, but do of course have the Luftwaffe ground forces here to repair it off. And now we do have stun grenades being thrown into the trench. This should be pretty effective. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh, that was only 3 of the stun grenades. Here comes the next volley. He doesn't scuttle the trench as well. He does scuttle it, but does lose the entire intersection.
On one of our victory locations.
Folks, Grenadiers will pass. Medic gets gibbed by the artillery. It looks like the Volkswagen will manage to escape on out. He does go ahead and salvage some of the wreckages. The forces start making their way forward. Verbal One's getting some good suppression there. Some sort of... Oh, butterfly bombs. Butterfly bombs are being deployed on out, and they're not being gunned down. This could be a very deadly retreat. All the Polish Amigos we've got a Flak 88 deployed on out here. Flak 88 will be very good at hunting down the AT guns. Orbital Wind does go
This
down.
is KIA.
He's trying to go back to the HQ, get some healing reinforcements. Paratroopers still in the region. The PX, or the recoil strikers, can finish off with that Black 88. The Eager Panzer has been deployed on out. And the Grenadiers do throw a stick bomb.
Depot is being overrun.
Capturing both these sectors. Let's find that this US in place NG placement has finally been useful. And a demolition charge does roll a big miss there. Vulture Makers on the high ground with the extra level of accuracy. This one's still suppressed, trying to camouflage away. Tiger Tank coming to support as well. These airborne troops are quite wounded. It's a direct hit there on the paratroopers. Riflemen are receiving some fire as well. Grenade completely whiffed. Got damage on one of the models, that's about it. He's going to start making his way forward. He's out of stews. He is capturing the central VP. The access players are down to 23 tickets, not a whole lot of tickets remaining. Vulture Makers making an advance, trying to get some good damage there. And he is getting some good damage there onto the AT guns.
They have destroyed a German target.
Something got wiped out there. I'm not sure what. Could have been the Panzerschreck squad. Yeah, I think the Panzerschreck squad went down. Panzerschreck Fallschirmjägers. Is this trench being built? And we got the Volksgrenadier getting some great damage in on those Piet squad. Able to get a squad wipe right there. Artillery now raining on in. Looks like officer artillery. Notice the Piet squad does fully go down there. We got the Brent gun squad here. Officer is also in the trench as well. Not enough models here for some stun grenades. A little bit too dangerous for that. Over here, airborne troops pushing the way forward. We got a decrewed AT gun here as well. Not critical for the recruit at this moment. He has plenty of repulse rifles and butterfly bombs on the retreat on the assault path. So we need to get out some minesweepers to help clean these all up. Vet 3 Volksgrenadiers in the trench. 2 Vet 3 Volksgrenadiers. This one is a fresh one, 0 kills. The Foss squad will fall back. It really needs to fall back away from that 25 pounder. Those probably priests, not 25 pounders. Priests use 105s, not 25 pounders. The Sexton use a 25 pounder, but it's also on a ram chassis rather than a priest chassis.
COs reporting they have destroyed a German target.
But the priest uses the lead chassis, doesn't it? Yeah, Sexton uses the ram chassis, the Canadian ram chassis, while the priest uses the lead chassis. Volksgrenadiers make their advance, forcing back those sappers. This region's still loosely secured. These guys are quite battered and bruised. The Volksgrenadiers should be able to come out.
The Germans just lost a tank.
Ooh, and looks like the Stu went down.
Captain is KIA.
That looks like a carcass of a Stug, though. I may be mistaken, though. Tiger Tank firing some rounds. Only Veteran C1. Then 3 Vulture Makers in their advance. With more rifles, get some good hits there on the Tiger Tank. Gases player's down 11 tickets. He's asking his teammate for repairs for his Tiger Tank. And the airborne squad does go down. Does find some butterfly bombs there, suppressing that AT gun, allowing to run it down as well. Wait, what did I just hear? Wait, some of these structures have gone down. Oh!
Supply lines are being threatened.
Looks like he's destroying his own structures. I think he's back out of the game. The Brit maybe AFK? No, he's not AFK, but I did give his opponent a slit trench right next to his forces. I think the US player is just self-destructing himself. So this may be the end of the replay if the US player self-destructed all of his buildings. It's now suiciding the rest of the squads. It's not building anything else. So I think the US player just basically Oh, that was a barrage onto the airborne squad as well. That's... And we got the Brit now back out of the game. It's a shame that the game had to end like that, where the US player just decides to throw in the towel. Even just giving it to the AI would have been better than that. Because the AI could at least do something that gives the opportunity to Brit to continue on if you so choose. Okay, that's sort of BS. The 50 cal suppressing on the Grenadiers. I suppose this is game's pretty much over. Henschel, no ammo. But yeah, this game's over since one player's backed out of the game. So I'm going to fast forward. And the US player's trying to support him as well. He asked for an airstrike, but not that airstrike. Playing out some AT guns there as well, trying to force fire and destroy the Brit stuff. Brit's already back in the game. Might as well have the US player back to get out of the game, but I'm not sure why he's sticking around. But yeah, I just want to fast forward since the game is over. Close to the machine gun placement does go down. Stag hounds being built by the AI.
Supply lines are broken.
Base gun deployed out by the US player, and he's going to just kill off the British last HQ. Although this one here. But the triple capture will end the game the quickest. I don't know why. Why don't people just back out of the game if they just lost? Why just suicide everything? And that's the end of the game. This is Anagray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Let's go ahead and make sure that one's cleaned on up. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the follow. Muir, how to pronounce that? Mornir Mama? Cannot pronounce some of these names. Morning Mama. Morning close enough. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the British forces, we have Top Gaming. Spawn as teammate as the US player, we have Hashtag RSA. Spawn on the top right side as the Wehrmacht player, we have Cubex? CUBYX? Is that supposed to be a word or acronym? And his teammate as the Panzer Elite player, we have Tiger Stahl. Scope rifle is going for the munitions point. We got the HQ command truck pushes way forward. He may be eyeing for this munitions point here. Thanks. I do horrible for any name. Pioneers are capturing this munitions point here. Panzer Grenadiers capture that Strand Street point. Trying to get some resources in. Engineers may be eyeing forward for some wire up here. And the HQ command truck may be eyeing to set up somewhere along this road, I'm guessing. Yep, he is set up right there, improving the munitions income. So likely we'll not see a Stuart rush, since he's of course deployed out on the munitions point. He's probably going to eye for some support weapons. I'm predicting MMG carrier.
Orders coming in.
We do have, of course, some intersections. I'm thinking he's going to go to intersection. There's the Bren carrier. And I have a feeling he's going to go for the MMG upgrade. Pioneers do get inside this garrison, fire upon these engineers. We've got the Jeep flanking the Pioneer and MG42. And now we've got the motorcycle coming to pursue the Jeep. Pioneers, MG42 make their advance over here. Panzer Grenadiers advancing. G43's upgrade has been complete. Not eyeing for any sort of cover. Perhaps pushing this plane wing to get some cover would be useful. And the Jeep is... No, he's actually pursuing the engineer a little bit more. Now the Jeep's going to be receiving fire from the Jeep. Not the Jeep, motorcycle. MG42 is set up right here, but it's not an angle to clear out that garrison.
Target has been knocked out.
On the left side, we got the suppressive fire ability on top of the scoped rifles, suppressing them. And and the Panzer Grenadier being bullied around by the Jeep, knocking him out of cover. Rifleman squad advancing to the heavy cover, getting nice and close to those Panzer Grenadiers as the Jeep is trying to fire some rounds into the motorcycle's trying to throw some rounds in the Jeep. I cannot speak today. Rifleman do dodge that incendiary grenade, going to be slightly singed. And that Panzer Grenadier squad is falling back. Jeep in pursuit. MMG carrier upgrade on its way. I guess I didn't guess correctly. And the motorcycle may get gunned down. There's a lot of fire there, but the Jeep is body blocking the MMG or the Bren carrier, so he did not pursue and kill off the motorcycle. M242 will get flanked by the MMG carrier. Up here, scope rifles captured that point. We do got the riflemen getting inside the garrison, trying to engage the pioneers, as well as potentially the M242, but I believe the M242 is out of range. Deep seems fired, but trying to be carried up by the engineers while in combat. MMG carrier gets great damage here on the motorcycle. Motorcycle's trying to get to the rear behind the motorcycle, getting a really nice spin around right there, even while it's engine damage. It does get gunned down, however. Pioneer's trying to gauge a close range. Bren carrier can fall back. Rifleman squad's advancing. Pioneer squad may get wiped out there. Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward, trying to get some good damage in. Infrastructure is behind, or trying to capture that standard trigger point. As we have the Bren carrier now being repaired on up.
Contact! Contact! Germans! Where to, sir?
Panzer Grenadiers getting some good damage there on that infantry section. US players capturing a lot of points, and we do have the Kampfgruppe Company. We're likely going to see the Panzerjäger Command very soon, I'm guessing, for an armored car. I doubt it's going to be support armored command for the Panzer Force C. They need an armored car out sooner rather than get a Panzer Force C. Jeep gained some damage there onto the MG42. And we're going back away before receiving any fire. Panzer Grenadier squad will need to fall back sooner rather than later. Not in territory as well, so it's not sending up to forward HQ.
Are moving on one of our strategic locations.
And the rifleman squads are pushing way forward. This Panzer Grenadier needs to do a full retreat. It's going to get wiped out at the current rate. Leningrad receiving lots of fire there. Panzer Grenadiers are inside the garrison still. May need to get out of there sooner rather than later. He does gun down the Panzer Grenadier because he just stayed around for far too long. Leningrad does go down as well. Flame Engineers does get forced back there by the Wehrmacht sniper. This Panzer Grenadier squad is going to get wiped out at the current rate. There's two rifleman squads here. Intersection not firing though. Rifleman in pursuit does get the wipe there, no problem. And the Jeep does get gunned down. Panzer Air Command, I'm still guessing that 222. One of them has lagged a little bit, maybe backed out of the game. A little bit too early. They've lost quite a bit. And he's backed out of the game. Another replay that's ending early. I just haven't been getting lucky with these replays. It seems like they end too early or they end in the poor way. Yep. I'm just going to stop it right here. It's like no point in trying to see the rest of that game, because since it's just ends right there, because when one player backs out of the game, he lost too many squads, that it's just over. Gamesreplay.org. That's how I get my replays. I usually just go down the list, start eyeing replays that may be good. I'm trying to find that one so I can delete it because it's not good. And basically, I look for replays that sound good, and then cast them. Let's go with this one right here, Lorraine. Too confrontational. In games replay, sometimes they post replays in the games replay like, oh, Can I get advice? And then I never remember which of those ones of those replays are. Oh yeah, you can send me some good replays. You can send me through them over the Twitch chat or through I send them through Twitch, or I have my Gmail posted my videos on YouTube. Well, either way, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the right side as the British Forces, we have Limitless. Spawning as his teammate as the British Forces, we have Top Gaming. Spawning the opponents as the Wehrmacht player, we have Snake. And as their opponent, as the Panzer Elite player, we have El Massacre.
We're ready. Get us to the fight. Oi, Atkins, listen up.
Intersection has been deployed on not big surprise. Lieutenant here. So we may see a lieutenant here. Could be a Bren carrier, who knows? Pioneers pushing away for Panzer Grenadiers, making their way towards the fuel point. Pioneers maybe eyeing for this munitions point. Actually, no, they're going to this point right here. Or I may be mistaken. Mission points being captured on up. Scope rifles going straight for this fuel point.
Section reporting.
Both these fuel points being captured by the Brits, then maybe eyeing for some early Stuarts.
Fuel depot capture complete, sir.
Schimwagen captured the central point. Overall, the capture pressure is pretty equal on both sides. Though right now, more territory is controlled by the Brits. The slowdown is probably a little bit by the Panzer Elite, not Panzer Elite, the Wehrmacht player going at the Wehrmacht's quarters. It always slows down the Wehrmacht player.
Go on, sir. Jerry's waiting.
Mission points being captured on up. We do have the victory point being captured up by the Panzer Grenadiers. And we've got some scope rifles going towards the heavy cover now. Getting some damage on the Volksgrenadiers. And these now intersections being supported by the lieutenant as well. So that should be good engagement there by the scope rifles versus the Volksgrenadiers. A lot of wire being deployed on off, trying to keep this munitions point secure. Schimwagen now being pursued by the Bren carrier, loaded up with Tommy squad. This may be a scope rifle squad, or this could be. No, it's not a scope rifle squad because, of course, I haven't selected. I can actually see. Oh, enjoy. I'll be streaming. Probably not this weekend. I'm gonna get home for Christmas, but because of the cold weather spell, highways are too dangerous. When it's too cold for ice to be melted by salt, better stay home. Because highway speeds, high winds, not fun. Headquarters command truck has deployed out here, deploying out some fresh intersections. This will be his third squad. No lieutenant just yet. Munitions point being captured up by green. We got the Volksgrenadiers advancing, going for the MMG carrier upgrade as well. And a lot of Panzer Grenadiers, a lot of Volksgrenadiers here. His position is a little bit could be overran. Of course, he does have forward reinforcements here. You need to make sure these Tommies are on the front line to absorb some shots. He does get suppressed there. He could use the retreat. Yeah, he does retreat back to cover. That was a horrible idea to use the suppressive fire ability, but the incendiary grenade, that was a good idea. One of these intersections does get inside this garrison there. A lot of windows right there. Does receive incendiary grenade. Does back out of there. Could use retreat action to get back to this heavy cover there. Panzer Grenadiers does fall back right there. And does throw out another incendiary grenade there. They're really pushing this area. Does get a damage crit there on the HQ truck, but there's no real threat of being going down. D43 squad able to back out, retreat sooner rather than later. Volksgrenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward here. Panzerfaust does connect with the Volksgrenadiers. Do they have enough munitions for another? Likely not. Damage crit there on the Bren carrier now. They're trying to pursue and destroy that Bren carrier. There's just a repair ability there. And with the intersection nearby, he needs to focus on the intersections before taking on that Bren carrier, because that's a lot of free damage coming out from them.
Supply lines are broken.
Bren gunner, teammates Bren squad does go and try to support his teammate, but he did not need it. And Schimwagen captured the northern points as the scope rifles captured this munitions point. I guess that's why I didn't do a whole lot. I will take a look at that replay once this one is complete. I've cast a lot, and I think I've sort of cast some replays over and over again sometimes by accident. My memory's not that good, especially now since I got little sleep last night.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Shinvagen captured that point. MMG carrier makes its way forward, not fully repaired. Of course, you have to deploy out the
Supply
HQ to get out
lines
some
are broken.
sappers
We
for
have
that.
Territory out of supply.
Yeah. Plus, when it comes to also seeing if I cast a replay or not, I have replays scheduled to be released on YouTube, stretching out till, see, it was Company Wars 1, and they're stretched out to go for at least 2 replays per week till August. And I do mean August. Shinvagen does go down right there.
Was knocked out in that last skirmish.
So for anybody who's watching the stream, because I know a lot of this was from a raid, if you go to my description channel on the Twitch, you'll see a link to my YouTube channel, which you will have replays for till August at minimum. And I'm soon started doubling up, so soon I have 4 replays per week for Company Heroes 2 or Company Heroes 1. Volks Grenadiers, I've seen quite a bit of fire there from the Bren gun. Pioneers charging forward, getting some good damage onto the Bren gunners, and the Lieutenant does fall back as well. Section skirting around does have to support nearby Lieutenant, so not moving slow. He could get inside this garrison. Flamer Pioneers are not in this region. Heavy cover there works just as fine. Just going to go back behind that cover. Lieutenant is capturing the point. Very nice. Still in the aura of the Lieutenant, and does back away from the incendiary grenade.
Capture the target.
Scope rifles capture those points. We've got the MNG carrier getting some damage there on the Hounds of Grenadiers, as these guys are behind head cover. Overall, the Brits are doing a great job of field control. Look at the mini-map. All these sectors claimed. As Grenadiers do fall back there. Each section's making their way forward. Pioneers skirting around. Let's see. Does have 2 Volks Grenadier. Maybe some MP40 upgrades could be in order. Because this is a very... can be a very CQB map, and the MP40 upgrades does a lot of good damage. I do really like that upgrade for the Volks Grenadiers. But perhaps missing this munitions point that you so wired off is a bit of a problem as well for that. We've got a machine gun bunker down here as well. Field support truck being set on up. It's like go for a captain and perhaps a steward. So he could actually rush towards a Cromwell. With the amount of field control they have, rushing for a Cromwell wouldn't be half bad. 2 Panzerstrike squads here, 1 tank buster, 1 regular. Scope rifles captured this point. They do have the support of this nearby Lieutenant. And the Bren squad could get inside that garrison. Just going to try to save the scope rifle squads. Lieutenant needs to fall back, going way too far forward. And receive quite a bit of fire. Volks Grenadiers make their advance. 3 Volks Grenadier squads. Scope rifle squad does fall back. Look like... oh, the PS getting some great damage right there. Guard charge was activated, does fall back. And looks like this bird has selected Royal Artillery as well. Up north, we've got these intersections and Lieutenant behind some heavy cover there. But Incendiary Grenade does come forward, getting some great damage right there. Does fall back. We know which section this one has gone for. Let's see. Command point. Ooh, great 25 powder round. Could be another Royal Artillery. So that is in range of a non-supercharged round. And he has spent a command point, I believe. I think they would be at around 2 command points this time. So a doctrine may have been selected. It could... no boards here, so it's not Royal Engineers. It's likely not Commandos. I have a feeling both of them have gone for Royal Artillery. Let's switch over to the other players. Unknown doctrine for the Panzer Elite player. I don't think it's one selected just yet. He has 2 command points. Going for the increased squad size, which can be very useful. And for the Wehrmacht player, an unknown doctrine as well. He has gotten Vet 1 infantry as well. Fresh Grenadier here.
Listen up.
The Grenadiers could be upgraded with Panzer trucks and try to hunt down some of these emplacement in trucks.
The enemy advances.
This Panzer Grenadier is skirting around with a Panzer Shrek. And we do have the 223, which can be used to capture points as well as locking down sectors. 3 scope rifle squads, which will be useful in picking off. Well, I think that's one reason why that one Panzer Grenadier, why the Panzer League player has gone for 4-man squads. He sees all these scope rifles. He's worried about the 1, 2, 3 pick off of the scope rifles. Does find a landmine there by the Wehrmacht player. Very nice. Not as much damage as you would like. Trying to throw some Piats there on the wire. He just really wants to get rid of that wire. The Piats, however, are not really fiery.
We have 300 points left.
Observation post has been built on top of the missions point. A lot of wire there as well. And it does find this machine gun placement. Does have 2 Volksgrenadiers here. No MP40 Volks upgrade either. And it does actually clean up a bit of that wire. Up north, we've got the scope rifles engaging. Lieutenant is down. Well, no, that's the captain. Firing his revolver. Car charge has been activated. There's the lieutenant there. Panzer Grenadier is going way too far forward. Could be picked off. And the Panzer squad does fall back as well. G43 squad does fall back. Slowly.
Was wünschen Sie?
The one in the back is seeing a bit more fire, so the one in the front is we'll get some more flame bursts off. Not getting some great as much damage as you would like. Chris 8 deploy designated marksman to finish that one off.
We have lost.
And does use it right there. I saw the tracer effect. This one will be potentially gunned down as well. Losing both pioneers is not a good thing. And it does get gunned down as well.
Ready for orders.
We have a half track. He still has 1 pioneer for various engineering work. You could throw that one in the back of the half track that gets gun firing. 234 is locked down the sector to get some more fuel, and we do have the Panzer Command, Camp Group Company, and Logistics Company. No Panzer Support Command yet, so he's going for some 222s, I'm assuming. And we do have the armor command truck. He's going straight for his armor. Maybe it's going to be a Staghound spam. At the right point in time, they don't need Fireflies. Command truck squad does load back the half track. 2 of them, actually. He's going to go... It's going to be a dive, not a...
What are your orders?
Not using it for the MG upgrade. It is going to be a dive. Most Grenadiers pushing the way forward. Does find these scope rifles a little bit. And a Staghound and half track may spot each other. Firing right there. You may not realize the half track going behind the lines. Going to be picking up these buildings. These forces do fall back. Looks like a 25-pounder. Barrage knows officer artillery from the rural artillery. Vet 2 is retreat. Does lose a Volksgrenadier, so we got Vet 2 timing dive. If that makes any sort of sense. And now we got forward charge being activated. Trying to capture the finish point was unsuccessful. Sappers right here. He does hop inside this garrison. There's not a lot of windows on this side. That's a horrendous garrison. Get out of that garrison. There's no markers on this side. It's all the doors, and they don't provide markers. They provide entrances, but no markers. So he is whipping this. Does get the kill there onto the casualty cleaning station, but at this one time, he needs to get out of this garrison. Just get out of the garrison and retreat, because current rate is going to lose everything. Does throw a pan truck into the Staghound. He does have reinforcements potential here. It may be safe enough just to jump inside the half track in order to and drive out of there rather than retreating out at this point in time, just for that wounded one. Let's get both of them in there. He's still not driving out of there for some odd reason. It's being slow. Staghound getting caught up on the terrain. He is still forcing this there. Does get a hit. Volksgrenadier capturing that point there. Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward. It does get the darn kill right there. Does get... No, he didn't have that one-man squad reinforced. Her charge has been activated. There goes the half track. And the Grenadier squad will escape, but that was not worth it. It had potential, but it was just horrendously played. Just because of Garrison doesn't mean to go inside the Garrison. Do push me forward, gain some good damage there onto the intersection. And does not get the wipe there on the intersection there. Medic charging forward. Not sure where the casualty is trying to grab right there. Is that... These guys are sprinting, and he already had horror charge disabled. This may be the captain bug right there. Cromwell has put on out on the field. Does get some good hits down the Volks Grenadiers. Got multiple garrisons loaded on up by these Panzer Grenadiers, but they're armed with Panzerschrecks, which against Cromwell would be useful, as well as a stag hound, but he's fine against infantry up here.
Do you need any construction?
There's the garrison flying around. The captain's received a bit of fire there from the garrison. It does pick up the captain right there. Incendiary grenade was thrown by this Panzer Grenadier that has fallen back already. This one does fall back, and he will get singed a bit by his own incendiary grenade and gets gunned down.
We captured munition location.
Heard explosions somewhere, but it's probably just the Piats and Patricks flying about. And this Panzer Grenadier squad needs to fall back immediately. And even then, with the left-handed support, he may not escape. Got it pretty close, but he will escape on out.
Reporting.
The other half-track with a pair of Panzer Grenadiers, or not Panzer Grenadiers, regular Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks. And I have a feeling it's not going to be all too well. Though picking out this Vickers place will open the southern flank.
Pioneers here!
He has 4 command points at this point in time. He pushes forward, a little bit too far forward, and may get machine gun. He does have more, like 3 Panzerschrecks so far, I can see. Yeah, it looks like 3 Panzerschrecks across these 2 squads. This kill does kill down the MG carrier, and those are kangaroos. Does get some great crushes there, so I never thought about kangaroos getting crushes. He's saying the noob is coming, even though he's performing horrendously himself. He just lost all those units to the kangaroos. I mean, this play has not been assaulted for quite some time. He was able to mass up 3 kangaroos. Go pick himself up a Panzerschreck. There's actually load up multiple squads in each one. We got an AT Hexer, which would be useful to take on the Cromwell. Kangaroos rolling around.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
To send a couple pens there, very nice. The Hetzer, however, is having trouble fighting against it. Does receive a bounce there. Pioneer does get picked off by the kangaroos, transporting infantry. Hetzer does go down. There's a handful of Patricks in this region. The kangaroos could potentially be booted away. The armor car does go down. And it looks like the Panzer League player has backed out of the game. The Wehrmacht player has a handful of infantry units sort of scattered around a bit. Captain engaging the Volks Grenadiers. And with that, the game's basically over. And the other player, and the Wehrmacht player has backed the game. And that's the end of the replay. This is Andrew saying thank you for watching. On to the next replay. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at that replay you sent me. Let's see now. Boop, boop. Don't recognize these players from July 3rd. Looks like I have not downloaded before, so let's go and download it. Go in folder. Boop, 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 boop. Cut. Minimize that. 2, 1. Open that folder. Good. Bring that back up. Paste. And let's see now. Keep an eye. Heisenberg and Sol Hema. I'll likely have to restart the game client to bring it up. As likely it's not going to be down here. Yep. Let me restart the game client. Play, launch. Of course, it always takes a bit of time to launch. And if you don't have it selected, it won't actually load.
Sega.
Maximize the window. Good. And here we go. Player, game history, scroll to the bottom. Nope, it's not right there. Here we go. Yep, it's actually put on top. Because the file format can always be... I think it changes based on who actually submitted the replay sort of thing. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. So on the left side as the US player, we have Heisenberg. As his teammate as the US player, we have Light, who's lagging out a little bit. And on the right side, U-Bars first is asking his teammate to go for bars. And as the opponent, as the Wehrmacht player, we have Sol, who's lagging out a little bit more as well. They really try hard at Wehrmacht. Hopefully they don't use the pack bug if they're that type of try hard. And as the other Wehrmacht player, we have Hema. And he has responded there, so he's back in the game. Just a little bit of lag spike in the beginning of the game. Never a good thing to see, so we may see some slow micro for this player here. We've got barracks, so no support weapons center. Got the Wehrmacht quarters right here, and the Wehrmacht's quarters here, so nothing fancy for the Wehrmacht players. He's going for artillery. I think WSC's better, but yeah. AT and snipers. Yeah, he's also going to eye for, well, M1 econs. He's probably going to go for infantry doctrine. Motorcycle pushes his way forward. We'll go ahead and spot the engineers. Ask him what doctrine he should go for. Motorcycle receiving from fire. Can he go for WSC, Weapon Support Center, then tanks? Probably armor doctrine. Schimwagen pushes his way forward, trying to engage these engineers. He's the same player with these engineers here. Rifleman captured that point. Rifleman squad advancing, trying to get some damage there onto the Schimwagen. Schimwagen's doing a good job knocking around the engineers, trying to stop them from capturing it up. They are not capturing up at the moment. Pioneers are capturing this munitions point now. Motorcycles making some advance, trying to get some damage there onto the engineers. He's getting some good damage there onto the motorcycle now. Rifleman squad started advancing. We do have the motorcycle. Let's get damage engine crit from the engineers. Now he's trying to repair it up the pioneers. The engine crit has been repaired on up, so he can escape. Engineers receiving a bit more fire there now. Rifleman still pretty far away to engage and wipe it out. Over here, the Schimwagens push his way forward. We got the MG42 sub right there, as well as more Pioneers right there. Have you seen a single Volksgrenadier yet? There's one. And there's another. Some sporadic fire there. MG42 on the high ground. This would be a good spot to make sure to lock down the sector, protect the VP and all the resources. Down south, we've got the Volksgrenadier and the Schimwagen advancing. Engineers will be drawing some fire. We've got the riflemen captured the strategic point as the engineers decaptured the munitions point. Looks like one of the Pioneer models did go down there. Motorcycle is fully repaired. The rifle squad only sustained a little bit of fire so far. Eyeing for the garrison? Nope. Eyeing to dance around a little bit. Not sure where he's going. Of course, the camera bugs out sometimes. Rifleman in Jeeps pushing me forward. His TV sent a rifleman squad to support as well. Got this. Rifleman squad getting suppressed by the MG42. Schimwagen gets some fire onto the rear of the Jeep. Rifleman in Jeep now focus firing the Schimwagen now. Got a second MG42 deployed on out by the Wehrmacht flare. As this rifleman squad does get suppressed there by the MG42. There's two Pioneers here to close the distance. Rifleman squad advancing. But what do you guys grenades researched? Probably not.
Forces are taking casualties.
Let's lose the squad there. I think it's gonna be. Oh yeah, he lost a Jeep. There's two models there, but Jeep right there. Oh no, there's a Jeep. Riflemen receiving quite a bit of fire from these forces. They are behind that cover, but they won't be able to last forever. Up here, riflemen and engineers engaging a flamer Pioneer as motorcycle knocked around the engineers. The engineer squad will fall back, but barely.
Enemy unit down.
Motorcycle does get burned to death with the rifleman squad being suppressed very soon. Does have the bar rifleman equipped with the pilot that is asking to go for bar rifleman, so got some early bar riflemen. MG42 is trying to set on up. Will find a good angle there on this rifleman. No, he may actually be flanking it. Throw some fire there with the flame engineers. Now the rifleman advance gets some nice point blank shots into it. Again, he's lagging a little bit. That may be one reason why he's a little bit slow in the draw, because that's this player here. We got a bunker here. Based on the positioning, that more seems like a repair bunker than our med bunker. Engineers do get fully wiped there. One flamer engineer down. Lag. He's getting hit by massive amounts of lag. Volksgrenadier are behind some heavy cover there. They should be able to force back the riflemen. They do get decaptured. This rifleman squad is also falling on back. He knows. He sees the pop-ups. Mortar. We've got an actual mortar team deployed out by the U.S. player.
Engineers here.
Mortars can be quite effective versus the MG emplacements, and they do some good attrition. Lagging 6 seconds remaining. But that's him talking out. He's not lagging out on purpose, that's for sure. Mine does get interrupted there. Volksgrenadiers at the garrison. The mortar should be able to help displace that.
Losing ground out there.
Pioneers and Volksgrenadiers making their advance. Engineers could go behind this heavy cover, slow down the advance as these riflemen start pushing their way forward. Rail center deployed out, a bit forward, I would say. Engineer may get fully wiped there. Volksgrenadier line up shots, but they threw rounds at the flamer engineer. Mortars running into this building, but of course it is the garrison. Again, lagging. Mortar raining a pretty close range shot, but it looks like he does dodge it in time. Riflemen do go ahead and get nice engagement on the Volksgrenadiers. This rifleman squad does get suppressed by the MG42, which is falling back entirely. Now Green can quickly capture up all the northern sectors. They do have a supply yard going on down. He's like to go straight for a Greyhound. Pioneers do capture the central VP. The tickets are in favor of the Axis players by a small margin, which is growing ever so slightly larger. Schimwagen nearly at full health. Couple scratches inflicted by 30-06 fire. The Volksgrenadiers in this region is going against the garrison, but it's not a great position. More Volksgrenadiers pushing the way forward. Rifleman will be displaced relatively soon. He could have the mortar firing. Doesn't look like it's actually firing at the moment. No, he is firing. He does go and get behind the cover there, which can be very good for the mortar, but the rifleman can't stall for any longer. Another lag spike there. A pair of landmines, one US, one Axis. And there is another Axis landmine. If he retreats really poorly, he could lose that squad. Pioneer, however, received quite a bit of fire there. There's a window on the side, but he's not actually in that window. Ooh, MG42 does get wiped there, but does get suppression there on this MG42 does get suppression there on the rifleman squad. This rifleman squad is pushing the way forward. We've got a medic pushing the way forward as well. Rifleman squad is forced to fall back. Seeing a bit too much fire there. Okay, he didn't. Okay, that's a US landmine. He did not get a squad wipe there from that on the rifleman.
We have finished construction.
UTech, stop. What is he? He's talking about the... I'm not sure what they're pinging at the moment.
Sniper on deck.
Taking the shot.
on us! We're under attack!
That's on the MG42 right there. Lagging a little bit. And mortar smoke actually grading on in. Very nice. Engineers do get suppressed and pinned by this MG42 as the Flame Engineers come in for a nice little flank, but Volksgrenadiers come to support with a regular Grenadier. No veterancy on these squads yet. More on this one. There's a Wehrmacht sniper there. Flame Engineers do fall back. This one does recover suppression. There's a US landmine there. Sniper does place a shot into the Grenadier, going for the higher value target, plus it was at higher health either way, leaving the rifleman able to get more damage in, more model drops from the lower health models. Patrick does get a hit there, and no stick grenade there.
Enemy unit squad lost.
Shinvagen does go down, rifleman goes down to that nice stick grenade from the Grenadiers. Back 38 here, and we've got the mortar raining some rounds up north, trying to displace this garrison. Rifleman trying to run down. That is a Wehrmacht landmine right there. Of course, the camera keeps clicking out. If I keep on clicking on that, we do have a tank depot being deployed on out here, not a motor
Traps are
pool.
grabbing our territory.
An early Sherman tank wouldn't be half bad. Finds a landmine. Off-map power shoot from his teammate. It's a good hit there. He has not responded just yet. One model remains. And looks like that squad will manage to escape on out of there. The scatter was not exactly too kind to that US player. Could have been an easy squad wipe, but it was not. US medics charging forward. We've got a medic station right here.
Germans are seizing territory from
1 second remaining. Better fix that connection sooner rather than later. Wehrmacht landmine damage. It may not be... Yep, it's fully built.
Germans are after one of our munitions points.
Medics grabbing some models now. No, we've got we've got an AT gun here and the motorcycle here. Flamer squad forcing back the rifleman.
They're trying to push me out!
Sniper taking fire!
Sniper taking fire!
Your snipers push the way forward, gain some damage there, or hits on the Volksgrenadiers. Snipers don't exactly do damage, they just straight up kill.
Squad defending.
Damage implies there's something left alive. Landmine deployed on out. He's gone for infantry company, so the US player is able to lay down some landmines. Rifleman he's suppressed. Should be able to get the decapture, but once he gets the decapture, he needs to fall back. Trying to knock around. Does not get the decapture there. Trying to crawl back to the point. Does not get the decapture there. Needs to fall back. He's probably going to lose that squad. His lag. It's part of the lag as well. So he managed to save that point.
Finished construction.
30 cal emplacement being repaired on up. Nope, not really. Yes, it is. We've got 2 AT guns deployed on out by Brown. And Tank Depot's not fully built, actually. He has enough fuel for a Sherman tank, and I think also... Oh, it was dancing around to the flinch. That's why you can retreat it back. Probably combined with lag. Tank Depot's not fully built. He needs to get that fully built. Got some fresh engineers there, but he's not realized it's not fully built. And he has enough fuel for a Sherman tank, as well as for a Crocodile if he so chooses. There he goes, now finishing it up. He may be going for some N10s or Hellcats. Not exactly sure. We'll have to wait and find out. Finds a landmine. Tank Depot complete. I'll keep it selected. See what it's built. He has a lot of manpower stored up as well. Finds a good landmine there. Flamer is going to take some time to damage up. Volksgrenadiers up to Veteran C3. Gets one model kill there. Gimmy's bringing in some Flamer engineers as well. Tank Depot's not currently building anything at the moment. And nope, that's not a squad wipe. And no landmines in their retreat path. And it looks like we're going to see mass Hellcats. Darn, no Shermans. I like seeing Shermans, because you don't see them.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by
Moore's
Christmas.
connecting with the MG42. That is a few US landmines there. And I saw the M2 deployed and canceled. She's repositioning it over here, I'm assuming. That is a Wehrmacht landmine right there. He does find it, needs to fall back sooner rather than later. Sniper fires across there, but retreat allowed him to dodge one. And he may find this landmine. No, he does not find that landmine.
Enemy unit down.
Takes out the Pioneers with that landmine. That landmine was not very good since all the models will push off of his side and he didn't get any kills or much damage. Does have MP40s deployed on out. And again, that landmine was horrendous. I like seeing landmines being deployed on out, but it's just bad luck in that case. Or good luck, depending who you're rooting for. Of course, got the medic station. That looks like a fresh grenadier right there.
Okay, done
Put your yapping and get ready to move.
Second Hellcat has been deployed on out. I think he has enough resources for a third now. Probably gonna go for Armor Company relatively soon. Though he's running a little bit low on munitions. Snipers getting some good shots in there. US landmine right here as well. This could be a good landmine. But it does actually miss it. Howitzer running on in. Couldn't hold the line long enough to get good shots in. But if they retreat back too early, they may run through the barrage. Though they probably will go more northern. Hellcats pushes way forward. No Pinto Mount upgrades. Same as conditions probably for something. The Pinto Mount's not really useful at any point in time, really. Oh, Warfram in a barrage doing some friendly fire damage. We do have a Warfram half-track right there, next to a landmine. Hellcats are pushing their way forward, trying to get some damage there on the Volksgrenadiers. Riflemen start pushing way forward as well. Don't see a passive house there. Look like those are going for one. US landmine here can still be very useful. Up north, we got the VP captured as well as this fuel point being decaptured, but we got one.
To all units, light vehicles may now advance
sniper
to
rolled a
capture
miss.
territory.
That sniper rolled a hit. And now we have Allied War Machine now available. So now he can be suicidal with some 10s if he has enough munitions. And the current rate of munitions, so he can be suicidal with his, not M10s, Hellcats every 4 minutes. If we switch over to the opponents, this one has non-selected doctrine, while this person has not selected doctrine either. So let's keep them one of them selected so we know when a doctrine's selected. Shoot them, if you ask me who to shoot. Engineers are severely wounded. That motorcycle couldn't finish them off. He's also got veteran 1 light vehicles. He must have the Warfman. Yes, he does. We got one player has selected Terror. Let's keep the other one selected from now on. He has one less command point opponent, but that could be dictated through the course of the game, not necessarily spending it on anything. Could be Blitzkrieg stun grenades. Warfermen, I hear multiple Warfermen are firing right now. Both players gone for Warfermen. Some of these landmines could be detonated. Snipers could be splashed a little bit. Ooh. They get splashed, but nothing too critical. It does fall back early. You probably did not need to actually retreat them back. US landmines still unbound, but we do have the Minesweeper out finding two of these landmines here. Sherman Crocodile actually deployed on out. Let's see a pair of Panther Shrek shots there, getting some good damage there onto the Grenadiers. This Grenadiers pushing forward with his own Panther Shrek. Rolls a miss there. Pioneers may find a landmine here. Trying to be repaired on up. Hellcat skirting around. Another Warferman barrage. Yes, but no. He must have canceled it in mid-barrage. Landmine was detonated there. And observation post has been discovered. Observation has been destroyed. Off-map power shooting raining on in. And infantry raining on in as well. And then Flinch almost knocked him back into that barrage, which could have been pretty lucky if the rounds came down a bit quicker. M2 finds a direct hit there on top of the AT guns. 30 cal, not 30 cal, MG42 receiving some fire there from the mortar, as well as the Crocodile. Who ordered the sauerkraut extra crispy. Mission points starting being captured up, waiting after the barrage is completed. And we've got the medic charging forward, trying to find a casualty, which I think no longer exists. The US medic is bringing back his own buddy, and also recently a free rifleman squad. Warferman barrage raining on in somewhere. Does stay a landmine there, which actually is quite important. More US landmines being deployed out. He is not really concerned about bringing in more allied war machine, or he has a lot stored up. Another landmine detonation. Destroying landmines for them is very valuable. It preserves your own manpower.
They defended the fatherland until death.
Pioneer squad does, of course, get wiped on out. Snipers found a couple shots there in the Grenadiers. Backing away, does receive some fire there. And Crocodile is advancing. With the Crocodile in the region, the Panthers just cannot stay around. But if they fire against the Crocodile, then the snipers can pick them off. Very good anti-infantry combination, because those are just purely anti-infantry. It's their job. Rifleman and Crocodile advancing, trying to get some kills on the Volks Grenadier. We've got the two MG42s here. One of them crewed up by Pioneers, so you actually sacrificed entire Pioneer squad to capture that one. Though Pioneers are relatively cheap. 3 N10s are gathering. 4th N10 is being deployed, so he's going to go for a big N10 push. The Crocodile is very useful to help displace those PaK 38s. There are at least 2. One there. That's an MG42. Ah, there it is.
Your orders, mein Officer.
And there's a third one there, so there's 3 PaK 38s, and looks like 4 Warfermen in total. I think the Axis players are going too much for the artillery. Multiple US landmines there, got propaganda war there, so he spent 100 munitions on 2 engineers. I'd say that's not worth it. PaK 38 does get a good hit there on the Crocodile. Does roll a bounce there now. Warferman barrage running on in, taking some good damage there. It does find a landmine there, but it does roll a miss there. The Crocodile's too wounded to go back in. He's going to be aggressive. A little bit too aggressive, I would say. 4 Pioneers out in the field. And he has only 1 Volksgrenadier, so no Grenadiers for him.
Attention.
Panzer Warfare Barrage
The enemy
raining on
advances.
in somewhere. Rifleman eyeing for a sticky bomb, or 2. Hunter fuel, which means, what, 2 M10s? Munitions, a lot. Good, which means Allied War Machine after Allied War Machine. Field repairs if the engagements don't go as planned. And Rifleman Squad is falling on back there. There's some Wehrmacht landmines here. MG42 gains good suppression in. This Rifleman Squad still suppressed. Got Vet 3 Grenadiers now on the field. As Hoss does connect with the Crocodile. The Crocodile is backing off. Warfman's pushing the way forward. Got the... Again, sometimes a bug where I click on the mini-map, it just brings me off the corner. But I hear heavy panzers, so we got a Panther deployed down the field. He has Vet 1 tanks as well. Against the M10s, he will need perhaps another Panther to go along with it. Probably a 3rd. We'll get some veterancy for them. No veterancy on the build queue. Flamer Engineers getting suppressed there. MG placement getting overran. Offhand power shoot looks like will roll a miss. And there goes the MG placement. On the right side, got the Grenadiers being burned alive. It does fall back there. These Grenadiers or Engineers are quite wounded and suppressed. M2 is raining in this region, so if the M2 finds some good splash there, all depends what next rounds is. That was a good hit there. One more could take out one. But it looks like the barrage has ended. Panther getting overwhelmed by the M10. Sorry I missed that, but didn't look like it lasted too long. One of the Hellcats do go down. No Allied War Machine, no field repair. Panther does roll a miss. There's 1 shot away from death. This Hellcat needs to fall on back and body blocked by his teammates. Rifleman actually does manage to stay barely stay alive. Now Crocodile's pushing way forward. Is that Special C1 as well? 251 Warfman pushes trying on barrage off. Got off that power shoot. Does get shot off there. No act bug, which is good. They said it was our tryhards earlier. His teammates off that power shoot actually finished him off, but the AT guns were likely going to kill him off anyways. I mentioned beforehand these guys were tryhards, but looks like they're not bug abusing tryhards, such as the pack bug abuse. You want me to argue it? I think he's mentioning how he argued the pack gun. He was not going to get the Crocodile alive. It was far too good in front of 2 AT guns. It was not going to be alive anyways. One of the snipers did in fact go down that Calio barrage. Rifleman pushed way forward. And they will go in back way to the heavy cover of the carcass. Propaganda war on the rifle there? That's a waste. There's plenty of VPs to play around with. And Warfman barrage raining on in. 1 round, which likely was cancelled, but then it was cancelled in time. It's 100 munitions. You can't be wasting propaganda war on single squads like that that's already pretty wounded. Duke it out. Use Workman's flank. You had heavy cover, so you prolong engagement for quite some time. Rifleman squad does fall back there. These guys are quite vetted. They'll get a lot of health regen. None of the models have been dropped either. I heard something explode. Flamer just gets some great AoE damage right there. Rifleman nice and close as well. These Grenadiers are falling back. 2 more Grenadiers push the way forward. They mentioned that this guy lets go for a lot of Vet 3 Grenadiers. He has 4 Vet 3 Grenadiers. Cash recovery bunker has to spawn out 1 as well. Warpman barrage raining on somewhere over here. The sniper does avoid the gauntlet of fire.
We have 2 helmets going.
Now the rifleman squad is quite wounded right here. They will need to fall back up north. Got the M10s pushing forward. Does find a landmine there. Field repair must not be available. No, field repair is available. Pack 38 engaged from long range. Does take out that half track there. There's some landmines here by the Wehrmacht player. So they may find them, but field repair is still active. Does get damage engine crit. May find this landmine there, but is trying to hunt down this one. Lots of Wehrmacht landmines. And the field repair has been cleaned up, but the engine damage still exists. Does get some damage to engine as well. Pack 38 still firing away. This one is still crawling away. But no, the M2's actually cleaned up that pack gun. Wasn't really paying attention to that. So this one is fully immobilized due to a landmine. Patrick throws some rounds into the ground and does have to use another field repair. It's not no longer immobilized, it's a heavy damage image. Calio Barrage running in short but failed and does go down. Oh, why my avatar? Because I can. Now we've got some Knights Crossroad deploy on both players. Vet 2 just researched for blue. Cyan has his Vet 3, so it's now seeing some elite infantry. And the Calliopes and M2s would like to see them, because they'll make short work of them. And we actually do have another Crocodile. That's something you don't want to see either with Knights Crossholders. Look at that damage from the Crocodile. 2 models already got picked off right there. This one may actually be fully killed off. No, does manage to escape on out of there. Rifleman squads pushing way forward. Grenadiers are falling on back. Flamer engineers getting some great AoE damage. And it's Knights Crossholders managed to get a throw on the middle between a 7-10 split that round. Defending the squad wipe. Grenadiers and snipers pushing way forward. This is a sniper 31 kills, but no veterancy. Off the power shoot raining on in top of the pack 38. Riflemen are in some light cover. Trying to piece out Grenadier. Great hit there. Pack gun fully goes down. And 30 count placement is raining on in. Calio largely missing. Workmen firing away. This could be a deadly hit there, but it looks like they're raining around here. They were a bit more accurate than I actually expected, but they still was missed. Stun grenade connects, stunning one of those squads. Knights Crossholders are advancing. More medic models are captures being recovered. Knights Crossholders can only do so much when being surrounded by multiple rifleman squads. And the Knights Crossholder does fall back down south, but the Cyan Knights Crossholder captured at that point. They should be able to win out versus these riflemen. M2 does go in and get a deep through there onto the pack gun as a Panzer IV deployed out. Panzer IV, of course, will be useful against the infantry as well against the Hellcats. But parasitic bombs is not going to be great for the Panzer IV. It's damage engine crit there, as well as a good amount of damage. MP40 Volks and Knights Crossholders make their advance. Should be able to start ripping apart these squads at close range, but the 30 count placement still in the region. It gets direct hit there on the MP40 Volk squads. I have a feeling there's going to be a Calio Barrage in this region relatively soon. It looks like it's lined up pretty well. Panzer IV engine still damaged. Here comes a Calio Barrage. Both the going down the low ground like this on the opposite of the hill. It's not going to be a great barrage there, but can get some great damage down the Panzer IV. And now we do have what's it called? Paradox selected as well. Panzer IV does go down, so both the Axis players have some Paradox. We're going to see a pair of King Fighters eventually. Riflemen severely wounded. They will capture the point now. And now we've got 2 German crocodiles. That's one thing of Allied War Machine you probably don't want to see. Just infinite waves of crocodiles. Hellcats can be bad enough. Sherman tanks can be pretty deadly, but Sherman crocodiles, against when you're just using mass infantry, they said they're going for mass grenadiers, and they have, so constantly recurring crocodiles could be oh so annoying to them. Attack on being recruited by a pioneer squad. Does get a hit there, but not a lot of damage there. We got the Inspired Assault or the Scion Cleric throwing a Panther Truck into the German tanks. Rifleman squads are making their way forward. They see some suppression there, and now the Callio barrage onto the MG-42. Squad's still suppressed. Grenadiers suppressed, and US Sniper still picking away. Vet 3 and a relatively fresh sniper from his teammate. That sniper needs to fall back. Does go and manage camouflage time, and these Flame Engineers may have saved him, but still being chased down. This Flame Engineer is also pushing forward as well. Crocodile's advance. He does lose a sniper right there, but he may lose some nice crossholders in return. Another US sniper there. That was his first kill, and the nice crossholder is going to be burned alive. It's an extra crispy sauerkraut. As crossholders will be trying to decrew the AT gun, but the crocodiles in the region, it's not going to get any close. Anywhere near it. Vet 2 crocodile. You don't even see a crocodile, let alone a veteran one. Both of them have Vet 2. Here, Warframe Barrage, attacker deployed on the field. Warframe Barrage running on in right there. Now we do have the, that must have been Zeal. Oh, I heard on the, announcer. Warframe Barrage running on in, does not really splash the Calliope. I think it rolled a bounce there. 38's here. One was quite wounded. That was the one recruited by the Pioneers. King Tiger could push his way forward, but we have to deal with a large number of Hellcats. German Crocodiles can help deal with any AT guns as well. Tiger does roll a miss there. The German squad is trying to capture the point, but likely won't be able to. Let's take a quick look at what's up here. Before him, we saw a whole bunch of landmines. There's at least 1, 2. So Minesweeper squad could potentially capture that point. Grabs the point with some Minesweepers. King Tiger does receive a sticky bomb there and gets damaged into crit. And we got the Sherman Crocodiles getting some great hits there onto those Grenadiers, and the Global Repairs does keep these guys alive. Hellcats, he's asking his Hellcats to charge on forward since it has a damaged engine. Grenadier does come forward onto the AT gun, only gets one model there. King Tiger receiving lots of fire now. Maybe another sticky bomb in the mix as well. Hellcat, this one may go down to the AT guns. Damaged engine at least. Callio Barrage running on in. Crocodiles absorbing shots forth from the King Tiger. When the Crocodiles still go down, so does the Callio. Rifleman squad does fall back. King Tiger is falling back as well, but taking ages to get that thing repaired. 2 Hellcats, 1 Crocodile. Lost a bit of force there. No Allied War Machine to get that stuff replaced. Hellcat goes down once again. Does get a couple crushes there. Almost with the sniper as well. It does get revealed. Now Pearl Stream deployed on the field. And we'll have the rear armor exposed. Hellcat comes forward as well. May see some global repairs here. Let's switch over to this US player, see what his munitions like. He has 190. Enough for field repairs, not enough for Allied War Machine. Just need a little bit more of that. Destroyed engine crit onto the King Tiger. Rifleman squad's pushing before. Hellcat does come down. And he's going to just let the sticky bombs pass finish off the King Tiger. The AT gun appears to be destroyed. Another destroyed engine crit there. Warfman raining on top of the King Tiger. Main gun destroyed. Warfman does not take out the King Tiger. Or is it? Guess not. Destroyed engine, main gun destroyed. Only the Pinto mount is firing. Maybe the whole mount as well. Getting a little bit too close to the King Tiger. He may actually crush himself. Nice crossholders. Force him back.
Enemy unit down.
The King Tiger does go down. Engine damage. The Pershings receiving lots of fire there. Destroyed engine damage. Let's take out the Pershing. Crocodile still firing away. Black Panzer Ostwind deployed on out. Vector C2. So got some Warframen. Axis players have lost quite a bit. If I look at the mini-map, see, let's do a quick look on the recap here. Armor player only has the Crocodile, which is actually a very lethal threat in this game. Lots of forces here. Artillery, AT guns, so he's fine. Knights Crossholders and no Ostwind. Nothing to deal with that Crocodile, but nothing really. And I suppose the AT guns can deal with the Ostwind itself, so good infantry, but that's about it. Also, it's still, of course, deadly. You have to be still always be careful. 2 Warframen and a whole bunch of Panzertrucks. And it's still pretty even, but I think the Allies have a good lead. Let's keep the US players selective so we know about the Allied war machine. But the V1s are also another indication as well. Crocodile's pushed way forward. Let's make it Adventure C3. Does get the wipe there on the MG42. Sniper pushes forward. I think that sniper is trying to eye some sort of artillery barrage. And there's the warp. Yeah, like I said, the Firestorm does get called in there. Not a B1 strike.
Enemy unit down.
Does want to clean up that unit in the side of there. Does use a inspired assault as the Crocodile is backing away. 2 Flamer Engineers plus his teammates 2 Riflemen. Both Riflemen are Vec 2. Also making an advancement and do some good damage versus those Engineers. Pershing is a good hit there on those Knights Crossholders. Going to make it severely
Down
wounded.
at 300 points.
Good hit there as well. He has nearly 300. Plenty. Yep, don't need to focus on fuel points for the rest of the game. I think all players have at least a good amount of fuel. Only the armor players are going to be really spending fuel. Though I suppose the Ostwinds and Panthers and other armor assets, the Axis players still probably need a bit more fuel. Versus advancing with his rear armor exposed. The teammates King Tiger has been deployed on out. Quick look at all their fuel. Yeah, 400, 500 fuel, that's enough fuel for the rest of the game. 450, that's enough fuel for the rest of the game. 600, that's enough fuel for the rest of the game. And the armor players are the only ones actually spending fuel at a good rate. Riflemen will need to fall back really soon. The Ostwind will rip them apart. Patrick does connect. Sherman Crocodile is severely wounded. Pershing throws a quick rounds into the Ostwind, but now the King Tiger is in range. Nice crossroad could throw in a Panzerfaust into the mix as well. Flame Engineer up the Vector C2. These Flame Engineers forces back those Grenadiers. Nice crossroads in pursuit. And this nice crossholders needs to use those medical crates. They are severely wounded. One place shot from the Pershing could have wiped them out. Global repairs have been activated by him, trying to repair up the Crocodile and the Pershing at the same time. Allow the Pershing to tangle with the King Tiger a little bit more.
Germans are after one of our
But
munitions.
Pershing is unvetted, so we'll have trouble penning the frontal armor.
Hellcat report. Tank killer
Fresh Hellcat deployed on out. And now got a Warfman barrage raining on in, getting some damage there. Just want to be captured up. Rifle squad trying to go forward with a pair of sticky bombs. There's a pair of repair engineers, repair pioneers. 1, 2 sticky bombs there, fully immobilized. That could be enough to finish it off. That third one will likely finish it off.
Enemy unit
He does
down.
finish it off there, so he did actually need all 3. Warframe's there. Wait. Okay, those are 2 separate ones. I don't know why that seemed like 2 separate. That was. I first thought it was the same player, but there are 2 separate players. So 1 Panther deployed out by Yellow, or his teammates King Tiger. We may see another Panther here. Could be a Panzer IV or Ostwind. Pershing Hellcat. That is an AT gun there. M2, Veteran C2. Another Veteran C2 one there as well. Another Hellcat. So we've got 2 Hellcats, Pershing and Crocodile.
This is Able Company
And you
territory
have this
now.
Panther here, Warframens. And what was actually deployed out, it was in that queue, may have been canceled. Could have been a nice cross holder. 1 kill, so that's not fresh. Propaganda war on top of the Rifleman. He wanted to make sure he did not get a sticky bomb there, but I want to kill a Crocodile. Sure, the Crocodile's been annoying, but maybe not worth the 1 mission is to get the Rifleman out of the way. They're trying to capture the VP now. We've got these nice crossroads advancing. A tree flew across my screen. Now this is a good time for another Crocodile. King Tiger being blocked by the Warframen. Rifleman getting some good damage on a nice crossover, but this one squad may actually get fully wiped. It does get fully wiped there. And medical supplies being utilized on its well. AT gun does get a crew. Pershing and Hellcat in response. Good hits there on those Pershing. Warframen raiding on it, getting some great damage on the Rifleman. And Pershing has received quite a bit of beating from that Warframan. Panthers also putting a beating on there on the Crocodile as the M2 start raining on in this region. The M consuming the same back. King Tiger being repaired up by the repair engineers. We do have this. That's still the capture recovery bunker. There's a repair bunker. They may need out some more repair bunkers. Because King Tigers take forever to get repaired up. So do Panthers, but King Tigers especially. Like, I was supposed to was fully repaired, then it wasn't too wounded. Pioneers do fall back. And the Rifleman squad is... I'll get overwhelmed by that Knights Crossholders. Knights Crossholders did receive a pretty good hit there. Yeah, that was a pretty good hit there from the Panther. I was like, Pershing's nearby, right? No, it's not. Sounds like a fresh Hellcat. There's 2 Hellcats, maybe just me selecting on it. But we've got the global repairs being activated once again, repairing up the Crocodile. Grenadiers pushing forward. Does get a panic shot there. Global repairs will keep it alive. Can't stand one more shot. Panther does roll a miss there. Hellcat charging forward. Does not get a body block there, but the Hellcat's in pursuit of the Pershing. If the Pershing gets the kill there, that'd be great for the veterancy of the Pershing. If the Pershing just gets veterancy, but the Pershing fires a shot, nope, the Hellcat gets the kill. M2 raining on in top of the King Tiger, scratching its armor. As crossborders are receiving quite a bit of fire right there. Veteran C2 on the Rifleman. Does get a destruction of that AT gun, which can be very useful. Third, Hellcat has been deployed out in the field. We've got 3 Flame Rangers and the Crocodile should make short work of these Grenadiers. Come on, push the Crocodile forward. I want to see if that's 3 Crocodile. It's only Veteran C2 at the moment. Oh, that's a V1. Right here? Oh, Pershing goes down. So the Pershing the V1 landed right there, and the Pershing gets hit by that V1. Good hits there on the Hellcats. We're seeing quite a bit of fire. At this point in time, global repairs would be useful because they're all quite good except for the Crocodile. Warframe Barrage running on in as well. Global repairs have been activated, trying to keep these guys alive. Sticky Bomb has connected. Does not get an engine crit there. Keep the Hellcats back. That's not going to be good except for the support of the Panther. Let's just go try an eye for the frontal armor. Gain some pens there. Got one with that one. Rifleman receiving quite a bit of fire there, distracting the Panther, which is good, and destroying the engine crit on the Panther. It's going to be crawling away now. Rifleman eyeing for another sticky bomb. Does not get a sticky bomb off the King Tiger, but the Panther does go down. There's a Warfman, that's a Panther, and that's an AT gun. Does get a sticky bomb off on the King Tiger.
Allies are down to 200.
Fully immobilized the King Tiger. Now may see some M2 barrages close. There's only even one M2 left on the field. All the Calliopes are dead. And going for rear armor there. Turret rotating slowly. Bounce. Good pen there. Destroyed engine. Sticky bomb goes back to King Tiger. Trying to save this guy here. Does get the kill. Gun fires. Destroyed engine print there on the Hellcat. It was a miss for King Tiger. Med 3 on the Hellcat now. Receiving quite a bit of fire from the Pantrix. Oh, there's another V1 strike in this region. The engineers will fall back. It's going to be a big deadly hit there. Engineers do fall back in line, but takes out the wounded Hellcat. Another wounded Hellcat still alive. One of the engineers did go down. This Hellcat can be fixed. Well, even could be killed by the Oswin in the rear armor. So not taking out is a bit of an oversight, I'll say. Panther is severely wounded. Drop Panther Shrek there. Yeah, the armor player is low on munitions, can't call in field repairs to get that repaired up. The destroyed engine is making it crawl away too slow. Panther
Enemy unit down.
fires, main gun destroyed there. That is a US landmine right there. And out of control. Panther needs to fall back. Never mind.
Casualties being reported.
He's going to lose anyway, so great hit there by the AT gun. Med 3 Crocodile. Good. See, the King Tiger's down, the Panther's down. The X players have an Oswin and 2 Warfremens, a handful of infantry, and that's it. Pioneer's going to take time to salvage up a lot of the carcasses. Oswin's trying to get some shots in, but the remaining Hellcat's still alive. And with the Pershing alive, it doesn't look good for the Axis players.
Ready here. Roads opened up on us here.
Riflemen with the cutoff point. Grenadiers engaging. And the unvetted riflemen will force them back. After the munitions point is going to be very important for the armor player. And always never bad to have extra munitions for off-map power shoots. The US players, they will love munitions. The X players, they'll love munitions for their abilities as well, such as the V1s and the Firestorms. So all sides want their munitions.
Enemy unit down.
Ooh. Not sure what got hit there. Looks like the repair engineers may have gone down. Their bunker did go down as well. There's 2 M10s deployed on the field. And the Sherman Crocodile gains some great hits there. Even though there's a 50 cal right there, there's no way to get that 50 cal firing, as far as I know. Oswin may go down to the Pershing. I've got 2 Panthers here, both from Vector C2.
Taking fire.
The VPs are still quite similar. The Allies have a small advantage, growing ever so slightly larger. At 1 ticket at a time.
Objective secure. Rifle squad defending.
Capturing that field point is not necessary. And the rifleman squad does fall back. This rifleman squad is going to try to go for a sticky bomb. Does get the sticky bomb off on top of the Panther. Grenadiers pick up a Panther Shrek, getting a double cut Panther Shrek. So damage onto that Panther. Pershing's not fully healed. Crocodile can't do anything against the Panther. This one starts to push way forward. Got Vector C3 on this player's Panthers now. Hellcat does receive a Panther Strike shot. I don't know why this feels like going to be a deadly hit if you saw that. If the Pershing would have gotten range at least, or vision range. This is the Panther with the damaged engine. It may make self-revealed relatively soon. Pershing could potentially get some rear armor hits if so choose. AT guns not through. Extra squad does fall back. Not sure what it says about the board. Maybe something went on and I missed it. Pershing does. Global repairs are being activated for the armor player.
They're losing contact with one of our sectors.
Pershing getting a good hit there. Sherman Crocodile can get some good hits in, but this is the rear armor hit now. Good hit there on the Grenadiers. Grenadiers, one model remaining. That squad does get that one squad gun down. This one has only one Patrick, so that was the 2 Patrick squad. Rockman does receive some hits there. Nice crossroaders are going to receive some streams of fire in turn. Wolfman fires a barrage, largely missed. Both Wolfman's firing the barrage. As the AT guns firing some pot shots against Panther. Pershing's pushed way forward, trying to throw some rounds into that Panther.
Enemy unit down.
It looks like the Panther over here, the most damage does go down.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Pioneer's getting overwhelmed. Hellcats charging forward. Crocodile at 24 kills. Not enough munitions for global repairs, nor for Allied War Machine. We've got 2 Panthers here, both put by both players.
Taking casualties.
One Hellcat does go down. His teammate has pitched in now an M10. He feels confident enough to support his teammate's armor fight, but he has to be a little bit more careful. And the M10s could skirt around and throw some rounds in the rear. Maybe a bit better to go for the upgun Shermans and spend the extra manpower. He has plenty of fuel for it. And main gun short, so I can't complain about the results though. Rolls a bounce there. Rolls a miss there.
Enemy unit
Main gun
down.
short, that's rolls a miss. Rolls an engine crit. That's basically dead. Triple capture in favor of the Allies, which is actually very important. Now the Axis players can be bleeding up tickets quite quickly. And losing those Panthers is not a whole lot of slaw steam that the Axis players have remaining. M10 has been cleaned up that Panther. German Crocodiles make its way forward. And we do have a damaged engine crit there onto this Panther as well. And some good hits there. Panther blind up on the M10. That could finish it off. And it looks like the Axis players have cast the GGs. M10 does go down, and Panther's now getting overwhelmed.
Enemy unit
Panther
down.
goes down. Wounded Panther over here. Destroyed engine crit as well. These guys starting to get vetted. Not really. Panther goes down. Yeah, at this point in time, they're just sort of back in the game. Looks like the yellow Wehrmacht player has backed out of the game. Borfman Barrage, and the other player has backed out of the game. This is Angray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, maybe not. Look at the time. It is 8:44 at my time, so I need to get some sleep. I got a little sleep last night, so I'm going to have to call it a night. Everyone who's still around, thank you for watching, and have a good evening.